What is up, YouTube? What is going on, fellow fantasy people? And of course, what is up, D Catch fam? You guys already know what time it is, man. Week 17 fantasy Q&A. We got Steven in the building. What is going on, my dude?
Man, just got to start this off, football channel, and you got to talk about John Madden. Rest in peace. You broke the news earlier. He's passed away. Obviously, they just dropped a special on Christmas. Just crazy timing. But
Yeah.
blessings to his family and friends, and a legend passes of the NFL greats.
Yeah, condolences to all of John Madden's family. Definitely awful news. It's kind of surreal. I mean, you think about it, that's like a big part of her life is
Yeah,
Madden.
yeah.
You know, that's
You know,
crazy.
when you first sent me the text saying, rest in peace, I was like, oh, they finally got rid of the game. Like they
Yeah,
finally stopped the game. But
yeah,
then I look it up and I was like, oh no, that's not good.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of words for that right now. I didn't watch the Madden documentary, right?
Hmm.
But now I feel like I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
It's just wild. I did like for the last channel, my failed gaming channel, when I was trying to make an episode about Madden, like a documentary,
Hmm.
right? I mean, I found out like some cool facts about his like journey in terms of like building Madden, the Madden gaming franchise,
Yeah.
and it's just wild. Like, obviously, a legend, a great broadcaster,
Great coach.
great coach, a great player. Like, you never heard anyone say anything negative
Oh,
about
yeah.
John Madden,
Yeah.
and revolutionary for the game of football, changed the game of football forever. It's crazy, like thinking about as much as we like hate the game of Madden, like
And also
there's
love it. And also love it.
right, like there's a strong love for the game of Madden as well, and like the way it like it can like unite people too, you know.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's
And
crazy.
as I saw Justin DeGuzman come in there and say, boom, I just think about that sound when he goes, boom,
Yeah,
all of the John Madden great sound effects. I mean,
yeah,
geez, it the best football personality
yeah,
in the game. So rest in peace. And,
yeah.
on a more positive light, I did see something else that came out. It was from Pro Football Focus. They dropped the current playoff picture, what it would look like if it all ended today. And I just wanted to run through these, kind of I want to see what you think, right?
Yeah.
First off, these matchups looks great, but also they're going to be tight, right? So if it all ended today, Packers, Chiefs, they're going to get a bye week.
Mm,
Dolphins, Titans, they're going to
mhm.
be up front. Miami at number 7, Titans at number 2. We're going to see that this week, right? So I don't know. What would be your take if,
Sure.
in the playoffs, right? So teams a little bit healthier too. Who would you take?
Whew. I'd probably. I think that the Dolphins can make that upset. Like I do think they're capable of it, but I think I still lean the Titans.
Me too.
I think they're
Me too.
just a more grounded team, a little bit better coached. But I got a lot of good things to say about the
Mhm.
Dolphins right now. Obviously, I was rooting for them in the offseason. I thought they're gonna have a good, great season. Maybe not great, a good season, right? And you haven't heard me talk about that in a while, but it's about time I start getting back on that Tua time train, man. First team in NFL history to have 7 losses in a row, then 7 wins in a row. That's my favorite stat I've heard this whole season. So, yeah, I think that the Dolphins are capable of making some sort of playoff push if they do get in, but I don't think they're at that top level. But at the same time, they've got a great foundation for the future.
Mhm.
And listen, I think you can hate on Tua, and like I know like we joke about that because Tua was like a pick for me, like when we first started the channel and everything. But you start to listen to him like in press conferences after the game, and he is maturing as like a young quarterback in the NFL. So I like what I'm seeing out of Tua in terms of maturity and growth,
Mhm.
but I think he has a lot of flaws still, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, maturity was actually one of the biggest things I pointed out in the offseason too. Just hearing some of the comments that, Waddle and some of the other guys would talk about, back in college as well. And some of the stuff he would say about knowing the playbook well enough. So I am impressed with what we've seen out of Tua. They've had some very easy matchups as of late too. So this will be a tough matchup for him this week. I think it's actually, it's going to be a really tight one, but in the playoffs when Derrick Henry's maybe there, I think that's when the Titans are going to get that dub. Up next,
Yeah.
this is an even sexier matchup, man. It gets sexier from there. Cincinnati with Joey Burrow, New England Patriots with Mac
Mm.
Jones. I mean, two totally different styles of teams. One is just like strategic, going down the field in a methodical way. The other one is just we're going to throw for 500 yards. I mean, it's going to be beautiful, right?
I think the interesting thing about the Bengals is, it's interesting you say they're going to throw for 500 yards. When you break apart their victories on the season, they've gotten it done in every single
Mm-hmm.
fashion. They have, last week was their best passing performance. Don't get me wrong, but when they're not passing the football, they're running the football well. Has their defense burnt us from a fantasy perspective against good streaming offenses? Yes, but they've had some good grounded defensive performances when Burrow's been
Mm-hmm.
slipping as well. Against the Steelers, for example, right? Uh, I mean, they kind of hit a slump like 3 weeks ago where people were kind of starting to write the Bengals off with how close and competitive that division is. So when you really look at this team, I think they're the best team in that division because uh, just look at that offense, right? I mean, if you're not handing the ball off to Burrow,
You got
let me take a step back.
Joe Mixon.
I'm sorry, I meant to say mix it, but taking a step back, right? If you're gonna attribute two defenders to Jamar Chase, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Higgins open. If you double down on both of those receivers, you got Boyd open. Uzma can make some plays, and then the box is empty, and you can just hand it off to Mixon. So
Where
this
you
is
have
a
Mixon coming out of the backfield
yeah
going for a 50-yard streak. I
yeah.
mean, they're loaded.
It's a
Skilled.
very very dangerous offense. It's very very difficult to defend, and this defense. I know that they burnt us from a fantasy perspective, but looking at this defense from actual football perspective,
Beautiful. I
they're
mean,
good
this team
defense
could be
too.
a real threat. Could be a real
Yeah,
threat.
yeah.
Up next, rematch from last year. Indianapolis Colts, Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
I definitely lean. I think the Colts will take this one. We saw what they just did to them this year. Last year we almost got them too. I just kind of think after seeing them the past 2 years and how these match up, I think the Colts kind of know how to play against the Bills. They know how to limit Josh Allen. And I just think they play well against teams like the Chiefs and the Bills, where they've got these big time bombing it deep type of quarterbacks, and they just make them dink and dunk it all the way down the field. And then on the offense, they just smash them in the mouth every play.
I like this Colts team a lot. I think they're a team that no one wants to face in the playoffs. But I'm telling you, man. I mean, the jersey you got
Oh,
me for Christmas, man.
yeah.
I think Josh Allen is getting it done. I don't know how much
That
of that game you watched Sunday,
was
but he
beautiful.
was making some incredible plays.
Hmm.
That game came down to Josh Allen. He played phenomenal. He was
He
making
did.
like that was probably the best football game I think I've seen Josh Allen play. I mean,
Well,
he did.
it was either running or passing. It's
Yeah.
coming through him every
Did you
play.
see that towards the end of the crucial drive towards the end of the game where they needed to pick up a first down and he did a juke and then he did like a stutter
Yep.
step?
That was a huge play too. I
That
mean,
was like the
that
most
was a
impressive play of the
game changing
game.
play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I mean, I'm scared of the Bills right now too. But here's the difference, right? Here's the difference I'm getting at because these teams are actually built relatively similar, right? I do think the Colts defense is slightly better, although the Bills have had some injuries, right? And I do think the run game of the Colts is much much better,
Yep.
obviously, right? Uh, but the quarterback play, man, that's what concerns me.
It is.
Even if Phil Rivers comes back and saves your season, uh, or I don't know, right? I mean, listen, I like Carson Wentz. I do, you know that. I like Josh Allen a hell of a lot
I know
more.
you do. I know you do. Well, you
Yeah.
want to talk about somebody I like a lot too? Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys, versus the Philadelphia Eagles. That is going to right now be a matchup on the NFC side. Who knows if we still see the Eagles in that mix? But you and I were talking about it last week. This is a team that is getting hot. This is a team that, when healthy, they got Miles Sanders back there. They got this whole offense clicking. Like, holy shit, that run game is insanely hard to stop. And they've got the weapons on the outside too, in Devontae Smith, right? And Dallas Goedert, or Goedert, as you would say. So I think that's a fun one. I mean, an NFC East divisional matchup, it's always going to be somewhat competitive, but I think the
Sure.
Cowboys would for sure get that dub.
I'm still leaning the Cowboys. Eagles, in some senses, similar to the Dolphins for me. You got a good core team. Listen, like not to get off topic, but like if I'm the Dolphins or if I'm the Eagles, I'm not giving up all
No,
my draft capital for Deshaun Watson when I've got two young studs.
yeah,
Uh, they have flaws. Don't get me wrong, but come on, man. You got two good teams. You can build around these guys, anyways. Right? I don't get off topic, but the Cowboys are a better team. That I'm
uh,
telling you. I mean, I said this a week or 2 weeks ago. I think the Cowboys are a legitimate threat in the playoffs, and the number one reason I think that is
I
what I
think
said.
defense.
Right, right. What I said last week is this defense is so good that if Dak Prescott can get this offense firing on all cylinders, you can't stop this team. I get
You
they played.
you
Yeah,
see what they just did to
yeah,
Washington.
yeah.
That's when they're hitting on all cylinders. It's 50
Exactly,
points blowout. Like,
exactly. Yeah,
that's what it is. And I think they could do that to Philly if they play them straight
sure,
up.
sure. Yeah,
Up next, a even more fun division matchup is what's predicted right now. Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers. Cam Akers is going to be back. Might be back this week, actually. This is going to be a fun one. Holy shit. This is what we wanted, right? These
yeah.
NFC West freaking powerhouse squads in the playoffs.
That's a tough one to call, man.
It
But
is. It
I,
is.
I think I've been kind of a fanboy of the Rams all season long. So I'll just take the Rams for that reason. I think you've
Just like the
been a
Rams.
Niners fanboy, so I feel like you take the Niners.
Well, Jimmy G, talking about fantasy here. I mean, Jimmy G banged up. Trey Lance, a potential plug and play here this week against Houston, if you can put him into your lineups, right? If he ends up taking this job, I think that is an elevation right now from what Jimmy Garoppolo is, because we have seen Jimmy Garoppolo kind of stagnate, right? We talked about it 2 weeks ago. Jimmy Garoppolo was a potential solid stream against Tennessee, against freaking Atlanta last week, and then they have Houston this week. So we were really loving those. And we saw Jimmy Garoppolo do absolutely dog shit with that. So
Yeah.
I think the difference is going to be Matt Stafford versus whoever they got a quarterback. But I would roll with the Rams here. I get it. I've been kind of on this Niners train, but I'd probably roll with the Rams too.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last matchup, man, the most one before we jump into roll call and get into it. This is, I hope this happens so badly. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Arizona Cardinals. Oh my gosh,
Ooh.
this would be so much fun, dude. This would be prime time for sure.
Yeah. I would still stick to my thesis there that I'm sticking with the Bucks.
I'd stick
Cardinals
with the
got a
Bucks, yeah.
shot there, yeah. But I'm not. I think the Cardinals are still a couple steps away from being a playoff threat. We'll find out, but they definitely over the past couple of weeks they've scared me.
They've been a super underwhelming squad. They've been really struggling. Kyler Murray had the tremendous run against the Colts, but I'm taking the Tampa Bay Bucks here for sure. But it is unfortunate for both the NFL playoffs this year, but also for this Arizona Cardinals team, because they are definitely one of the better, more explosive offenses in the league, and you hate to see them get out so quickly, right?
Yeah.
But I've already seen some comments on the defense video. There's questions about, like, would you start the Dallas Cowboys against the Arizona Cardinals this week? I mean, this is going to be a fun matchup for sure. I think you can, in some situations, start the Dallas Cowboys against them. I mean, would you
Sure.
agree? I mean, that's how
Yeah.
bad this Cardinals offense has been at large.
It's not about the Cardinals for me. It's
Okay,
about how
yeah.
good. It's about how good the
Okay,
Cowboys defense
yeah,
has been.
that's a better clarification. Yeah,
Yeah. For me personally, but you
yeah.
can make the argument either way for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So for anyone who came in a little late there, that was hypothetical. If the season ended today, those would be the playoff matches. So we're just having a little bit of fun debate there. Did not mean to confuse anyone. Yeah, there we go. Good way to start the stream there, Steve. Like that. Let's hop into some roll call. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who is in the building. What's going on, Catch fan? Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you do hit that sub button down below. Join the Catch family tonight. Hope everyone's doing phenomenal. Hope everyone is ready for week 17. Insane that it's already here. Really can't believe it. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. All right. Alex made it to the ship versus number 1 in points. Let's freaking go, Alex. Love to hear it. Justin, yo, what's up, Justin? MJ Jr., RIP Madden, absolutely. Started off this stream, the little moment of silence there for a legend. Mm-hmm. Absolute GOAT.
The GOAT.
Justin, RIP, boom. I can't say it like he does, but yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Alex Martinez, game win, Xbox. No, and let us know if you need. I don't know if that's about there, Alex, but word. Oz, like and sub for the dub. Let's go. What's up, Oz? Appreciate that shout out, bro. Good to have you here. John Edwards, Hurts or Dak, and Swift if he plays, or Boston Scott or Jeff Wilson. Thanks. Have a wonderful, blessed evening. Hey, right back at you, bro. That's a tough decision between Hurts and Dak there, but I think you got to start Hurts this week, especially the way Washington looked last week. And I get how well Dak played last week, but you're not going to get another performance like that. Very unlikely. So I lean Hurts here. I think Hurts is in the top 3. Obviously, Dak's still probably in the top 8. But if you own Hurts, I think he's a must start this week.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. Just minimize me.
Yeah. I would lean Swift if he plays. I mean, if Swift plays, you got to start him. This Lions team wants to do everything they can to win for Dan Campbell. And if they bring Swift back, then they're going to utilize him. Then I would probably lean Jeff Wilson.
I mean, for sure. Yeah.
I like the idea of Boston Scott. Don't get me wrong. But I think if Howard suits up, we just don't know what to expect out of Howard and Scott with that Eagles split this week.
I really like Jeff Wilson this week a lot against Houston.
Do too.
I love him against Houston. I mean, 13 points last week. What did he have? Like 19 the week before, 16 the week before, and have PPR. Yeah. He's been getting it done for the 49ers since taking over. I expect Elijah Mitchell to probably be out as well. So obviously monitor their backfield situation, but all things considered, I think Wilson's going to have a hell of a day.
Yes. I couldn't remember off the top of my head who he played this week, but I knew it was a good matchup. So let's lean Wilson there. We'll go Wilson. That way, don't have any question marks about Swift and any potential splits there. Yeah, I would go Wilson there. At this point, if someone's playing the Texans from the running back position, we're starting them. And Justin Jackson proved that last week.
Just 8, yo. Yeah. 8.
Turkey Patty, what's good, bro? Hope you all had a great Christmas. Right back at you, man. I'm in the final for my league. Let's go, baby. Thank you, guys. Hey, let's go, Turkey Patty. Love to hear it, bro.
What a Christmas present.
Made for TV _ Let's go, Dolphins. What's up, Made for TV? Dolphins will win it. I could see it if that was the matchup. I could. Ron the Goat, what's up, Ron? In the Fantasy Bowl, let's close it out. Let's go, Ron. Yeah, so many positive vibes the last 3 nights with so many of you guys coming out, making it to the championship. Love to hear it, man. Really, really do. Bengals defense always burns me in a juicy matchup. Yeah, we cannot trust them. I dropped them, or I picked them up last week. Dropped the Eagles defense, and it didn't matter in the end. But not a good decision. The Doe, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well tonight. Montgomery, Rojo, or Dale Williams in the flex. Listen, I like Montgomery a lot this week. You got to start Rojo.
Yeah.
If they play the running back position and they're facing the Jets, it's not a question. You got to start him.
And he played great last week. He had a good game. I mean, the touchdown kind of saved his performance towards the end, but I thought he played really good for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He got red zone work too, so nothing surprising. No crazy Bruce Arians random I'm going to take you out of the game thing happened, right? So I think he's going to ball out.
Who's the other running back for the Bucks?
Keyshawn Vaughn, I believe, who's a rookie who they really liked.
He had a big run, big touchdown.
Yeah.
Justin No Wentz. So, okay, the NFL updated their guidelines policy for unvaccinated players today. Went from a 10-day quarantine to a 5-day. So he can technically suit up for this game. So we'll find out.
I mean, you definitely want to monitor that, right? Like, I mean, I would say too, depending on what other options, if you're looking at this as a fantasy perspective, there's probably better options out there.
Oh yeah.
But just from pure watching the game and being interested in what's going on, I, you know, I'm hoping he plays. John, I mean, you seem relatively optimistic that there's a chance. I think that the shortening of that 10 to 5 day window is going to definitely help him out, though.
I actually kind of like Wentz as a stream this week.
You do?
If you're in a bad enough position, yeah. I think it's a
Okay.
sneaky start. Yeah.
Would you take him or Trey Lance against Houston? Trey Lance, if he gets this start, we've seen his wheels, right? He gives you insane floor value. Insane floor value.
I'll take Lance. Let's have some
Okay.
belief in Lance here at the end of the season, right?
Because 100% you're going to be able to get him on your waivers.
It's time for him to shine. Alex, let's get a boom. Let's all get a boom for Madden in the comments. RIP Coach, rest in peace. Boom. I did. I threw him up in the background. You can barely see him, but I got him right there. Madden 99.
I saw you grabbing one of them, and I was wondering which one it was.
It's one of the two that I had that had his face on it. Let's see here. Geez Louise, hey man, what's up? What's up, Geez Louise? Just got back from driving to Utah, so I can watch the streams now. Let's go. Good to see you, bro. It's good to have you here. Justin, New England is scary to me. I still think they're scary. Let's not underestimate them. I agree. Derek Lincoln, salute the catch. What's up, Derek? Who do I start this week, guys, for the ship? Staph infection or Dak?
Can we take a second real quick? I mean, two guys that are having totally different weeks last week. Dak Prescott has a amazing matchup or amazing game, and meanwhile Matt Stafford just shits the bed. I mean, what the hell was that, dude?
Yeah.
That was my start of the week last week, man.
He had an awful game.
Awful is an understatement. That was awful.
Stafford's got Baltimore. Prescott's got Arizona. On paper, the better matchup is Stafford, but I think I lean Dak here.
Yeah. You got to.
This is that point in the season. I've talked about this a couple times where rankings and stats, all that stuff kind of goes out the window. The perfect example is the Bills and Patriots game last week.
Mm-hmm.
You take a couple weeks ago where, even with the weather conditions, you saw what we expected to see out of that matchup. Then this past week, you saw, pre-playoff football start to rumble where you just have two teams doing everything they possibly can to try and win. I mean, Mac Jones had a great almost comeback in that game. I mean, great poise towards the end of that game, but the Bills just had a little bit more. So I think this Cowboys-Cardinals game is going to be another good example of two teams who want the number one seed in the NFC, right? Who want to be at the top of their division. I mean, the Cardinals are in a must-win situation. They're tied with
100%,
the Rams.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a worrisome position. And then this Cowboys team, they're not going to let they're not going to take their foot off the gas at all for the rest of the season. Guarantee it.
Yeah, so I mean, I would agree. I mean, I think we both go with Dak here, but also when you look at this Arizona defense, it is one of the, I guess you could say one of the better units, but the weak end of this defense is definitely the secondary, definitely the back half, right? So, I think Dak Prescott is going to have a great opportunity to utilize his amazing weapons, whether it be a tight end, a receiver, a running back, and exploit it, right? And I also think that there is a conscious effort with what we're seeing with the Dallas Cowboys right now to kind of put the foot to the pedal with their offense to gain rhythm and chemistry ahead of the playoffs because, they saw the slump they had, right? All their star players talked about it. They beat Washington so bad, bro. The reason they kept their starters and the reason they kept going at them was because they wanted to establish their dominance, get in rhythm, get confidence. Against the Cards, I think this is going to be a game where they're going to see that matched with an Arizona team that can put points up too. So this could be a high scoring affair. Needless to say, it's going to be competitive. So I totally agree with you.
Two teams kind of completely different points in their season, but the win is as valuable to each team.
Huge.
Yeah. Huge. I'll take Dak there, but I think Stafford could have a good bounce back week too. Justin, go Niners. Derek, it is Rams against Ravens this week. Yes. Sorry for the hypothetical playoff confusion. Geez Louise, RIP John Madden, 100%. Derek RIP Madden, 100%, man. Justin Murray needs a line. I don't disagree with that.
That's the
Wasn't
one spot this team has not been investing in. That
it's
and the
just
tight
like
end. That and
just
the tight end.
ignore it. I think it's Zach Ertz, man.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm talking about before that. They were like they didn't even value the
Hey,
tight end position. Max Williams made the
hey,
comeback performance this year.
Max Williams, the GOAT, bro. Tim J, what's up, Tim J? Good to see you, bro. Damian Harris, Najee, or D Smith with Hertz stack and PPR. Hmm.
I mean, for me, it's Harris and Najee. Harris
I,
against the Jags is beautiful.
Harris is just disgusting this week, man.
Yeah,
I is it crazy to just say Harris? I mean, Smith has a great matchup as well versus Washington, and Najee is always going to give you a nice ceiling. His
and
floor
Florida.
is
I mean, recently he's had a couple of slumps. I mean,
man.
Kansas City was a tough one for him, right? He's got Cleveland this week, a better matchup than Kansas City, I would say, right? I still think the Browns defense can have a good one, but look, when you're looking at Smith, what you're looking at is this guy could absolutely screw your team in the championship. We've seen it every other week now, right? This guy will have 3, 4 targets and like 1 or 2 catches, and he won't score a touchdown, and it's just like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not willing to put that bread on the table, willing to risk that.
The safest play for me, hands down, is Damian Harris.
Yeah.
Hands down. I would take Harris here. Smith probably has the most upside, but like you're saying, his floor is probably the lowest out of all these players. He had a good week last week though, but I'd start Damian Harris personally. Najee's
100%. Yeah.
got the Browns. I mean, it's a bit of a tough matchup, so I'll take Harris. The Jags are god awful. I mean, the Jets looked good last week. That's how
Yeah,
bad
if
the
it's a
Jets are.
1 person start, because I kind of read it as like a 2 person, then it's 100% Damon Harris. It's not too much of a flesh out there.
Sure. Oz, stuck between starting Boston Scott, Justin Jackson, Jarvis Landry, Ronald Jones, or Dawson Knox the flex with the chance one RB replaces James Conner if still hurt. Rojo's the best start there, hands down. You're starting
Hmm.
Rojo this week if you own him, no matter what. Listen, I'm very this. I did it last week. He ended up not playing. I'm fading James Conner again this week. I don't like him versus the Cowboys. It's a bad matchup, and I think regardless, he's still banged up. And if he wasn't banged up, I wouldn't be so concerned. But because he is, Edmonds is going to be as involved or more involved than James Conner. You guys know that takes a lot for me to say, especially with me just talking about stats and rankings going out the window and game script coming into play, pre-playoff football coming into play. Like, I won't be surprised if James Conner finds the end zone. That's how to utilize him. He is a guy who will go out and score, but his ceiling is massively capped, more capped than it's ever been, and he might not even play. Right? They might
Hmm.
want to try and save his health for the playoffs. Right? So start Ronald Jones. If Connor does not play, then call me crazy, but I'd start Dawson Knox out of this bunch because I think Eckler comes back. I think Boston Scott is a little bit too risky of a split. And I don't trust Jarvis Landry at all.
I 100% don't trust Jarvis Landry. So yeah, I mean, dude, you're not totally wrong there. The Bills have a great matchup against Atlanta. I think Dawson Knox is going to be one of the better tight ends this week for sure. Not trying to jump into your specialty or your segment there, but Ronald Jones is 100% the guy. I mean, up with Austin Eckler getting activated off the COVID list.
Sure. Dread Ocean, love that Allen jersey. Fire, fire, fire. Thanks. Steven got it for me for Christmas, everyone.
So,
Steven was some
and that
Christmas cheer.
and that is what John got me, the catch flag. I
Let's
would
say
I would move
pointed at
that.
like 7 things. Yeah. Steven's backdrop has massively upgraded over the holiday season.
Still a work in progress. Still a work in progress. I feel like when I do the videos, I can change the lights and stuff and do stuff like that a little bit more too. So it's still trying to get it fully engaged.
There you go.
Yeah.
Derek Lincoln. Stafford or Dak? I think, like we said, we both lean Dak, Derek. Geez Louise, what do you think about my lineup this week? Got Brady, Jones, Rojo, AB, Waddle, Gronk, AJ Brown, suck up Bears defense. You got Connor Hunt, Allen, Renfro, Thielen, Knox. Anything to change? I actually like that lineup right there, the way it is. You can always consider Renfro, but I kind of like what you got
Uh,
there with AB, Waddle, uh, and AJ Brown as well. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest question, I mean, Suck Up is going to make the must start video this week. Just FYI, I think you got a great kicker here. Obviously, a good defense as well. Um, my biggest question mark is, do you have more confidence in Dawson Knox or Gronkowski this week? Because I think that's going to
Ooh.
be two top tight ends this week.
I kind of lean Knox. Though I'm worried about Gronk. I talked about this past week, and we saw it, right? I mean, yeah, you got Antonio Brown out there, but outside of AB right now, it's like the defensive coordinator, you're just Xing out 87. Like that's your main threat. And he had a bad game last week because of that. So
Mm.
I worry about him, but it is the Jets. So like
That's kind of one of those things. I mean, we saw Dawson Knox. We saw how much he got used in that Patriots game. I mean, shit, if you were watching it as intensely as I was, he actually scored another touchdown, but they had to take it back for a
mhm.
flag. And it was
Yeah, yeah,
like, this guy could have had a massive game, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I would maybe look at Knox as we get closer to game time, but I think either way, you can't go wrong with either of those guys there.
sure. Oz, it's my semifinal round. Need a win to make it to the Super Bowl and a shot at fantasy football ring and $600 plus bragging rights. Having our $400 fantasy football trophy in my house.
Oh, jeez.
Yikes! With my name, team's name, and record engraved into it. That is legit.
That's super tight, dude.
That's legit. We need to get in touch with your commissioner.
That's so funny.
Let's see. Justin, in the championship, my flex, Ayuk, Hunt, Jefferson, Moore.
Wow.
I'd probably lean Ayuk here. I don't trust. I mean, I worry about Ayuk. I kind of like Moore. That's a little sneaky there. Buck secondary is bad. We haven't seen him play in a couple weeks, but we know what he can do when he's on, right? Zach Wilson probably his best game of the season last week against the Jags, who are not the Bucks. Don't get me wrong, but it's for me, it's Ayuk or more. I don't trust Jefferson. I frankly don't trust Kareem Hunt either.
Yeah, I don't trust Kareem Hunt here either. But yeah, I would probably stick with what you're saying there.
Yeah,
With one likely favoring Ayuk.
Alex, any advice on setting my line? If you guys don't mind previewing it in standard, of course, of course. Jeez Louise, make sure to subscribe. Almost at 670. Appreciate that shout out, Jeez Louise. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you hit that sub button down below. Join the Catch family tonight. Oz Wentz is on the COVID list and must test Sunday negative in order to play. Yeah, he's right on the timeline, right on the new timeline. So, Robert, do you trust Do or Dare O? Have Swift and Edmonds, but looks like Connor should play. I do trust Dare to some degree. I don't think the ceiling's very high.
Yeah.
He plays for the Jags. He got a lot of touches last week.
Terrible matchup.
It's a bad matchup, but the volume should be there.
But will it? Because in that game, it was a competitive matchup. This game is not going to be competitive. If anything, I mean, but he can catch it, right? He can
catch
offer
it.
PPR value. So that, okay. If that, I mean, that's a deep one, bro. Hopefully Swift plays though.
I actually kind of like Edmonds, even if Connor plays. The ceiling's capped, but I actually like Edmonds more than Connor right now, which I never thought I'd
Oh my
say on the
gosh, dude.
season.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah.
Huh?
I
This is
think
like
that they're going to
fantasy.
be in more passing situations. Not that Connor can't get involved in those, but I just think Edmonds. It's kind of like when we saw the Rams backfield recently switch from Henderson to Michelle. I have a feeling we're kind of seeing a switch here as well
Yep.
from more volume for Edmonds and Connor, but I could be wrong. It is a risk either way. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Hopefully, Swift and Edmonds suit up. Do I trust Dare? Sure, but I don't think it's a great ceiling. Limo, what's going on? Appreciate you coming out tonight. McPherson, Elliott, or Butker for week 17.
Yeah, so yeah, first off, you can't go wrong with any of these guys. They're all mentioned in the Mustard Kicker video. Um, I'll go off right off the bat and say Elliott's my guy this week. But I will want to say too, if you get stuck, if you're in a situation where you got Bucker, obviously he's got the COVID situation hanging around him right now, so watch him. But bro, his backup Elliott Fry also played amazing So this is a good matchup, right? Same reason why McPherson's a good play. I mean, he's a hell of a better kicker than Elliott Fry. But dude, I think this matchup between Kansas City and Cincinnati is going to be a good one for the kicker spot.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty well as of late too. Cheese Louise, offensive rookie of the year. I'm assuming Big Mac Jones because NFL loves giving it to QBs. I'll say this much: I do think that it probably ends up being Mac Jones, but if it doesn't,
He deserves it.
I think that they might. It's Big Mac. It's Big Mac. It's Big
It
Mac. So I made a mistake in the poll that I ran for this, and I made a poll last night saying who's rookie of the year. When I should have split into two polls, should have been offensive rookie and defensive rookie.
I saw that, dude. I
Uh,
saw that because didn't Michael Parsons win like both?
yeah. My bad, guys. I need to comment on that and pin it and say I messed this up. But it's interesting to get feedback too. And you guys were coming in and saying, well, here's my offensive, here's my defensive. So I appreciate that. But I mean, the only other people in the running, Jalen Waddle has to be in there. Jamar Chase has to be in there. Najee Harris to some degree. But I do think that Mac Jones deserves it. Yeah.
It's funny how you watch the season progress. I mean, the first 4 weeks, we were like, holy shit, Najee Harris locked it up. And
Yeah.
then it turned into Jamar Chase. This is not even a question. And that stretched for a while. And then it turned into Mac Jones. And I still think it is Mac Jones because I think what he's doing for this team, I mean, you can't replace him. He's really leading the squad to, I think, a lot farther than they should have been.
Yeah.
And then you look at Jamar Chase, he has still played great. Like he's not falling off. In fact, look at last week's performance. He had a good game, bro. Like a really good game, not just from a fantasy perspective. But the problem is that T. Higgins kind of takes away his shine. Like
Yeah.
if another option on his team at the same spot is getting it done at just as high of a clip, I think it kind of ruins your status.
Sure. Sure. You know who I kind of thought about, who at one point in the season was in this mix too, who's completely out, is Trevor Lawrence.
Dude, oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, he was
Yeah.
definitely like I don't even remember. I wish I could have the odds favorites coming into the season for him to win it.
Yeah.
When you and I were talking about it in the preseason, we were like, dude, he's gonna have to be bad by like epic proportions to not win rookie of the year. And
He's kind
he
of been
has done
bad
that. He's
by
done that
epic
in spades.
proportions.
He's done that
Yeah.
in spades. Yeah.
Obviously, it's not all his fault, but he
No,
has done
no,
that.
no.
Waddle's really creeping up. You really look at his stats over the past couple of weeks, and there's a lot of people saying he needs to be in the conversation too.
He won't be
Um,
though. That's the thing. He
no,
won't
no,
be.
no,
He
no.
won't be.
It'll go to Jones. It's mac and cheese time, baby.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can make the art two different receivers, even though he has the skill set to be a Jamar Chase deep threat explosive weapon, but he is used as almost like that Wes Welker underneath mid route type of guy.
sure.
Shit, I wish he was paired up with a different quarterback, but I
Hey,
think he might be the best receiver in this class.
I
I don't
agree.
know. That's just me.
Sure, he's got a chance to be for sure. And Devonta Smith deserves a little, praise too. He's had a very good rookie season. So,
He had to, yes.
let's see here. Lee Chapman, what's going on, brother? Good to have you here. 2-man full PPR flex Parker versus the Bills or Ayuk. I hope that Kareem Hunt gets healthy and play him. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, that's not tasty.
Parker, it was interesting. They put Lattimore on Parker in last night's game a lot. He was on Parker a lot more than he was on Waddle, which was interesting to me.
Waddle's
I'm
hard to match up on because he moves around so much before the play
yeah,
snapped.
yeah. Yet I'm not a big fan of. I don't know, man. Parker's got a good matchup though.
He's got a juicy one.
Yeah, he's got a good matchup.
You look at Ayuk last week, though. Obviously, the touchdown kind of saved him, but take away the touchdown, he had an average game, saw pretty decent target volume. Ayuk back in preseason with Trey Lance, have seen pretty good chemistry there. So I don't know. I mean, you're taking a speculative ad if Trey Lance ends up playing here. It's a first time start, but Houston's not a bad matchup.
Parker had no targets last night.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember we were talking about Parker. He got a lot of buzz last week, and I was fading that, man.
Well, that's
He
because Waddle
scared
was
me.
out and it was the Jets.
Well, I'm saying, but coming into the Saints game, there was a lot of buzz around him. Like, oh, let's
Yeah,
play him. And
yeah.
bro, it's It's just,
Well, my assumption was Lattimore would be on Waddle, and that didn't happen at all.
but Tua can't support two receivers. Like he just
Uh,
can't. Like that's just not what he does. Like
or-
he can. And that was kind of what I was talking about last week. But I'm not even trying to knock him. It's just like, dude, you can't bank on him to throw it to two outside threats. You just
Don't knock on Tua, bro. Come on. All right.
yeah
Next question. Justin, shit. Also, I'm starting Debo, Jeff Wilson. So Brandon Ayuk would be my third Niners. Yeah, I would try to.
yeah.
I said this last night. I said I'm never going to tell anyone to diversify again because I told someone Sunday morning not to start Chase and Higgins. Well, I said maybe think about not starting both of them.
Oh my gosh, yo,
Yeah,
that would have been delicious.
yeah. But in this circumstance, I do think
Yeah,
you start Debo and Wilson. You just got to think, there's only so many points to be scored. But like, I don't think Ayuk's a bad start either. So it just depends on if you want to diversify or if you believe the Niners versus the Texans, which we have a lot of reason to. Paul, do you guys think AJ Brown will have another solid week?
yes,
Yes, because if you're the Titans, who else you gonna throw it to, right? 46 gang, Elliott has been solid. Yeah, Elliott quietly is having a great season.
yeah.
We always forget about Zeke. We always want to hate on Zeke, call him the fat running back. Get Pollard geared up. Let's trade Zeke. Come on, Jerry Jones, trade Zeke. This guy's a top fantasy running back on the season. He does it quietly, so whatever, man. Gavin Veltman, what's going on, man? Great to have you here tonight. Pick 3, Saquon, Michelle, McLaurin, Sony, and Cordero Pounder. I would go, it depends on if Mitchell plays or not. If Mitchell plays, you have to start him against the Texans. But I don't quite know that he's going to be out there. I would go Sony, CPAT, and Saquon or Michelle. I would fade McLaurin versus Darius Slay this week.
You want to know somebody that sucks? Saquon Barkley.
Wow.
15 runs, 15 runs, and a catch, and he had 3 points. The week before, 15 runs, and he had 7 points.
Are you taking is this little personal, Steven?
Yeah, I'm taking it personal. And for any fantasy hunter with Saquon Barkley, you have got to be terrified to play him.
Sure.
You got to be terrified. This offense is so shitty. I don't know how you play him.
They had two different quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, and it's not like they're like like a Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. This is like a Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon. I mean, holy shit,
that's
this
elite,
is not
bro.
good. It's not good.
I would not want to see that wildcat formation against me, bro.
Oh my
gosh. But I don't like Scary Terry this week. I am scared of Scary Terry and the Washington football team this week.
Yeah.
Derek, would you grab Cam Akers off waivers? I would not personally. No, I'm not on this wave. They want him ready for the playoffs. So they got to kind of slowly get him into gear. But listen, and Henderson's going to be out. So I think this is more of a depth move in preparing for the playoffs. I don't personally think Cam Akers is a play in week 17. So it's not for me. It's not for me. And you got to think about it this way is like, look at the way Michelle, who has at least 90 yards from scrimmage, 3 of his last 4 games. Look at the way he's taking that backfield. Like if you're the Rams, like you're not going to stop that momentum, right? Like, we know what Cam Akers is capable of doing, but I'm not feeding into this. I just don't think when it comes time to set your final lineup this weekend, you're not going to put Akers in. You're not going to have the confidence to do so. So I'm fading this move.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine Jake Funk will get more carries than Cam Akers, but kind of push that a little bit farther too. Depending on your league, I mean, John, this is something I considered in our personal league. Depending on keeper league settings, dynasty settings, if you can get Cam Akers off the waivers and stash him for next year, that's something to consider, right? You'd have to talk to your commissioner about that too. But I mean, this guy, John, remember back in the offseason before the injury, this was a top 5 draft pick for everybody. Right, next year it's going to be muddied because they've got a shit ton of competition, but definitely somebody to keep an eye on. And if you can stash them, do it.
Hey, Mr. Commissioner, is it cool if I pick up Cam Akers?
Yeah, but the only thing we haven't determined yet, because it's our first year doing it in this setting, is that with a waiver, I don't know if Like you can't like just like draft him at the end of the draft. You know what I mean? Like so.
I don't know how that works. Justin, it's PPR. I would go to diversify a little bit. I would use more. I would use more versus Tampa Bay secondary. LeBron's brain. What's up, brother? St. Brown or Pittman? Ooh. St. Brown apparently doesn't matter who's throwing him the football.
Nope. No, he does not.
Sorry, guys. Got that wrong last week. Pittman a safer floor. St. Brown higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Saquon can't be trusted. I'm going with Penny. I like Penny this week. If you got Penny, I think he's a great start this week. Yeah. Fam first, my current lineup: Dak, Mixon, Cook, or Madison, Diggs, AB, Rojo in the flex, Ertz, Seattle defense. 2 questions. Should I sub in Brandon Cooks or McLaurin? No. Start Seattle D or Bears. I like the Bears more personally.
I like the Bears there as well.
Yeah. And no, but seriously, I mean, I don't think that I don't like McLaurin. I don't think Cooks is an awful play, but I like Diggs and AB far more. And I like, the running back. Oh, God, dude. Dak, Mixon, Cook or Madison, Diggs, AB, Rojo, Ertz, Bears defense. That's a solid lineup, man. That's a championship winning lineup in my opinion. LeBron's brain. Oh, wait, Carson is out. I answered my own question. Carson might be able to play. I'm really tooting this Carson horn. So Carson Wentz, if you're listening, you better freaking play it. 46 game Cam Akers is a flex or low end RB3. I'm worried about the Akers move. I'm telling you, man. Poonem, what's up, brother? David Montgomery or Swift? I lean Montgomery. It's much safer floor. It's a great matchup. I don't know about Swift, man. With the injuries, well, that's one we're gonna have to kind of monitor throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got COVID. He was my flex option too. Monty, he's got a better ceiling. I agree.
Yep.
Jerry, you want to catch this fade, John? What's up, Jerry? Jeez, what happened? What'd I do? Tom, is Lamar going to play this week? If not, which quarterback to pick from the waiver? Lance, Wentz, or Taysom? I don't know what Lamar is going to do, but this is my honest opinion: is drop him.
Yeah. We said it last week.
If Lamar ends up not questionable by Sunday, are you confident enough to start Lamar Jackson? Is a question you have to ask yourselves. The Rams coming in the top 8 against the quarterback position from a fantasy perspective has obviously been banged up. This team is banged up. They fell out of the playoffs with that Miami win last night. They can still get back in. Lamar can do incredible things. He's one of the best talents in the whole league, regardless of position. Don't get me wrong. We could be completely wrong. But if you're not confident enough to start Lamar Jackson in what's a bad matchup, then don't hold on to him. Go pick up Lance, Wentz, and Taysom right now and have those 2 to 3 guys at your disposal to make a choice from. Lance offers you the most upside. Taysom's probably the next best option, but I don't mind some Carson Wentz this week if he does suit up. But I think Lance and Taysom are probably better options.
Yeah. I like Lance here the most for sure. I put Lamar probably around, I don't know, QB3 out of all the 4 of those. I think the reason I'm fading Wentz so much, and definitely he could have a good game if he ends up playing, right? The reason I'm fading him is A, I'm a little concerned that he'll suit up, and B, this is the Raiders that we're talking about, right? So JT is going to feast on this defense. They have been pretty generous at the running back position, unless it's Melvin Gordon last week. So I think it's gonna be a good spot. This could be a good spot.
They did. The Raiders randomly played very well against the run last week. Javonte Williams luckily got you that kind of fluke end of the second quarter touchdown, but they did not play well. I mean, I said last week, if you own Gordon and Williams, you can consider starting both of them. That's how bad the Raiders have been against the run in the season. This is the weirdest season of all time, though. So, E111, hey guys, what's up, bro? It's good to see you, man. Max Williams was my lock of the week that game. Let's go, Max Williams. Man, I lost last week fighting for 3rd in 2 leagues. My best team is fighting for 5th. 3rd is good. You guys aren't going to want to hear this, but I mean, Steven will tell you, if you can get 3rd place, it ain't bad.
Pretty big deal.
It ain't bad.
I'm not going to lie, man. Guys, I haven't even said it yet. John, we broke it down when he lost. I lost too, right? And it's like the worst feeling in the world ever. Like seriously, like I can't imagine anything else worse, right? And so it's I couldn't go to sleep that night. Of course, John, I lost to somebody that's like the worst person to lose to. And I feel your pain for anyone out there who lost, but luckily we've gotten a lot in the Catch fam that has made it to the championship, which is pretty
Jerry and
badass.
Spence, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Jerry
talking about
v. Spence.
that's a juicy one in the
Hey,
sleeper league.
where did you finish in the Catch family?
Well, you see, the thing is the regulations and the settings they were adjusted. So this is what happened, guys. John went back and he did like a little bit of a commissioner setting change where he changed my scores, and so that was a reason for a couple of losses. Like a couple of them.
Steven finished last, in case you're wondering. So, I mean, hey, to be honest, we make fun of Steven, but I'm fighting for the Toilet Bowl championship in both of my leagues, and I will win the Toilet Bowl championship in 2 leagues. I was born to do this. All right. Lee Chapman, full PPR 10-man league. Parker was 0 last week, or Ayuk, or hope Hunt gets healthy, which I kind of prefer. Other than flex, my team is pretty strong thanks to you guys. Hey, we appreciate that, Lee. I would probably go Ayuk just because the matchup's good. I don't know what to expect out of Hunt. Pittsburgh's run defense has completely fallen off the wagon. They're not good. I just don't know. I don't know we can trust Hunt. Let me know in the chat, guys. I got 2 questions for you guys in the chat. Okay. 2 players I have questions about. Do you trust them in the fantasy championship if week 17 is your fantasy championship, right? Kareem Hunt, why not? I want to get you guys' thoughts there. And Lamar Jackson, I'm interested to get your guys' thoughts on Lamar Jackson as well.
Yep.
Fam, first start defense, Rams versus Ravens, Bears versus Giants, Seattle versus Lions. I would go the Bears personally.
Yeah, I go Bears here, but if we find out that on Sunday Lamar is out and they are starting Josh Johnson or something,
It didn't matter last week.
It didn't, right? But I don't know. This Rams defense has been playing relatively, I would say, improved over the past couple weeks. When you look at their fantasy finishes, but yeah, man, I don't know. I would go Bears, but if we're playing Josh Johnson and quarterback, I'd go Rams. But I expect Lamar or Huntley to be there, to be honest.
Sure. Jerry at Steven, do you think I can continue to rely on Elliott or should I look for another option?
Elliott, my guy. Yep, he is the must-start kicker for this week if you cannot get Matt Gay or Nick Folk.
Geez Louise, Gronk has been getting less productive recently. I think it's just due to the defensive pressure is now on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had 11 targets in that loss to the Saints in 3 receptions because what else do the Saints need to worry about,
Yeah.
Geez Louise, Knox says Falcons, I might play him. Yeah, I like Knox this week. Geez Louise, Rojo projected 6 points. El Mayo. Yeah, that's not good.
I don't know what that projection is.
No, it's probably just not updated to Fournette being injured, but Rojo will have more than 6 points. Jerry Rojo's going off, or is for sure going off.
Yeah.
I agree. Poonam, pick one. Montgomery, Swift, or Jones. You got to go Jones.
I'm leaning Jones. Yeah, leaning Jones.
Love Montgomery this week, but you got to go Jones. I mean, he's got the Jets. If you have any doubt against streaming, quote unquote, a running back versus the Jets defense, go back 2 weeks ago and look at Duke Johnson coming out from the grave and going crazy against them. Okay. Geez Louise, or I can pick up Waller. He's a free agent for some reason. Frankly, I'd stick with Knox.
No.
Knox is a far safer play. Let's see. Alex, pick one. Hurts or Stafford? Standard. Pick one. Knox, Goddard. Choose 2 wide receiver. Got Kirk, Lazard, Deontay Johnson. 2 running backs. Mixon, Cook, Madison, Harris. Just Jackson, Gibson, Javonte Williams. All right. I lean Hurts at the quarterback position. I lean Knox at the tight end position. 2 wide receivers. I do Deontay Johnson and Kirk. 2 running backs. You got to start Cook. Unless he's out, you start Madison. Ooh, I mean, you got to start Mixon. You can't bench Mixon if you own him. But and you can't bench Cook. But if you have a flex, you got to throw Damon Harris at the Jags in there.
Yeah. I think the only spot I maybe differ is Lazard and Kirk. Lazard
Okay.
looked pretty good. Lazard looked pretty good.
I will say that I mean the Vikings have the worst secondary from a fantasy perspective, so I don't mind that. I'm not going to argue against that.
And it looked like throughout the entire game, Lazard was being used. And I think there's a lot of trust that dates back years now with Rodgers and him. So if MVS is not there, then I think you could use Lazard. But if he is back in action, then yeah, Kirk.
Jerry, when was the last time a non QB won the MVP or our rookie MVP?
I think the MVP was AP, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah, has to be AP.
yeah.
It's
And then
ridiculous.
before that was shit. It must have been LT and then Sean Alexander.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
Has to have been. While you're doing that, I'll take the next question. Glock Guy 56. You guys like Eli Mitchell over Javonte Williams this week? I kind of roll with Javonte here. I think this is going to be a good play for him this week. Going up against the Chargers too, one of the more favorable matchups against the running back position, and who knows if Eli's going to be ready to go or not.
Yeah, was it AP in 2012?
Was it? Do you know before then? Was it Sean?
It was LT 2006, Sean Alexander 2005.
Cool. That was the one I was like a little bit less uncertain about. And then who was before that? Wasn't there like a random ass one, like Jamal Lewis or something? Or I think he got Super Bowl MVP.
2000 was Marshall Faulk. 1998 was Terrell Davis. 1993, Emmitt Smith. 91, Thurman Thomas. The last time a defensive player won the position was 1986. LT, baby. Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's insane, bro.
Whoa,
That's insane.
The 85 is Marcus Allen. I didn't actually know this. 1982 was Mark Mosley, place kicker.
Yes.
Place kicker for Washington.
Bro, wait, was that the lockout? Was that a lockout?
Yeah, it is. It was.
Yo,
it was.
Yo, that's.
But he also played.
That's crazy.
He played place kicker and quarterback. So I don't know. Earl Campbell won it in 79. Walter Payton 77. You got OJ and Larry Brown 72, 73. Alan Page, defensive tackle, won it in 71. So you know, mainly it's the running back position. You got a linebacker and you got Alan Page thrown in there as well.
Receivers have done it, I don't think.
No tight end or receiver has ever won it. Who's won the most MVPs of all time?
Peyton?
Yeah, Peyton.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you knew. All right, there you go, Jared. Justin, do you like the Kansas City kicker or Cincinnati?
You know, I lean Kansas City, whoever is the guy there. I mean, you know, that is kind of assuming that you have both Bucker and Fry. But I don't think you can go wrong with Money Mac either. McPherson's a dog as well.
Yeah. Drop Ayuk for Elijah Moore. Who else can he drop? They both have good matchups. I think Moore sees more volume, though. Yo, 193. I'm in the finals for FF, bro. Let's go, brother. Jerry, I'm not sure where in the chat you guys are. Hopefully you're more caught up now with us. I'm sorry, bro. Yo, will you make playoff prediction videos? Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Or we kind of need to get Steve and I need to get together and kind of get our format going. But yes, we'll have some content during the postseason for the NFL as well. Justin, R. Wilson is so scary.
Yeah, I don't trust Russell at all.
He did help me win last week. So, but I did have a very tough opponent. Shout out to Chandler, very good sport. Texted me today and was
he's such a good guy.
Inspiring about the toilet bowl, So, expert X Clips, what's going on, man? Who do you think gets more this week, Tyreek or Adams? I go Adams.
Yeah, me too.
Adams versus Minnesota and what's most of the community's fantasy championships, just unfair.
Yeah.
Najee versus Joe. I lean Joe Mixon right now.
I lean Joe as well.
Oz, remember I could get $600, $200 ring, and a holder $400 for a year. So I need Jones to get 100 yards and a score, and Knox to get 50 and a score.
Whew.
It's possible. Is it likely? It's possible.
I think
Knox
Jones is the hardest one, probably.
Knox is more possible, more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gavin, 3 receivers are Debo, St. Brown, and AB.
I like those. I especially like AB and Debo paired.
Yeah, yeah. Justin, I learned when you're in the playoffs, don't switch it up. Yeah, just stick with your guys. Don't get too crazy, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if they're like a defense that puts up, the exact amount of points that you need to win your matchup. Expert clips, Madison or Eckler. If Eckler is healthy, you got to start him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, if Eckler is healthy, you got to start him. But Madison, always a safe floor, great volume. Well, as long as Cooks is out, right?
Yeah.
Cook is out. Justin, I live in the playoffs. Let's go, Justin. Manny T. Manny T. I'm at 12 PPR. Which 2 would you flex? Mooney, Jefferson, Dillon, or Freeman? I lean Mooney and Freeman personally, but Dillon offers some nice upside, but more risk, right? If it wasn't a good matchup for Dillon, I wouldn't consider him here. But because I can see Green Bay getting up in this game, risk reward there. It's risky, but there's some reward there.
I think it's gonna be a tight game, to be honest. I think this
Vikings
Packers game is gonna be close. I mean, we kind of saw that last time they played too. Shit, yeah. Minnesota didn't they beat them? I'm not remembering offhand, but I think this was a really tight game. Needless to say,
didn't Minnesota win by like a field goal?
I think they did. Yeah, so I'm not expecting this to be a blowout by any means.
Packers, Vikings matchup.
It's always tougher when you look it up online. It's like it never pulls up like you want it to.
When do they play? Week 10?
Yeah, they put out.
That was week 11. Ago. Don't worry, guys. We're almost there. I almost got it. It was 34-31. It was quite the second half in the season's first installment of the NFC North rivalry between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. But yeah, Greg Joseph won in no time remaining, gave the Packers a 34-31 lead.
What were you using there? Were you using Bing search?
I was using all kinds of things there.
Bro, do you remember Ask Jeeves, dude? That shit was crazy.
I don't remember. Actually, now I do. Yeah, Jeeves. I remember him. Fam, first, thanks, fellas. Absolutely, brothers. We're here for, man. Turkey League, and I wouldn't start Jackson against the Rams. I wouldn't either. I dropped him. Yeah. Do you think he gets picked up tomorrow? I think someone will pick him up.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Tyler will.
Yeah. Him or your dad is who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Jerry, there's a lot of good looking kickers on the waivers in the Catch family. There are. I was looking at that earlier. Hunt, he's not going to score enough for me to win. Fair enough. Jerry, John, and I were going over them the other night. We were, decided to wait for you, Steven. So,
let me grab them real quick. Let me take a peek because I don't want to jump too much on this segment or anything. But I mean, Tyler Bass definitely a good play here. Michael Badgley has been super consistent. Yeah, I mean, there are some definitely really good options. Money Mac is somehow on the waivers. McPherson, obviously. There's some really good spots here. So definitely a lot to grab in that sleeper league. I mean, I really like Bass this week against Atlanta.
Bass, I do too.
Yeah.
I think when Jerry and I talked about it, we started with Bass and we moved to McPherson. Just sticking with Elliott, if I remember correctly.
Some of the monitor with the Bass thing is just, I believe it's in Buffalo, right? So over the past 2 weeks, ever since that Patriots game, weather has really started to freak me out with kickers. So if you're ever playing in a team and they've got, crazy conditions like a Buffalo would, watch that until the end.
Spencer, yo, what's up, Spence? Steven, how does last feel?
Feels pretty good, man. Feels pretty good. Now you got to win the whole thing. So our continued relationship between teams continues, right? From our first round trade. But yeah, it feels good. Feels good.
Jerry Rojo's predicted 14.7 next week. Yeah, it depends on what app you use. So I could see where some, probably like the NFL app, which never updates to injuries and new projections, would have him at 4, and then Sleeper would have him at 14. Justin Lamar, if you drafted him 1, 2, or half, don't switch it up. Oh gosh, too late. I already switched it up. Derek, I would try and grab McKenzie. I like McKenzie this week. I think he's a great waiver ad.
You do?
Absolutely. Yeah. Gabriel Davis
Okay.
is out. Gabe Davis can't.
100%
Whoa.
out. And Cole
The
Beasley. Oh, Cole
hold
Beasley.
on, hold on, hold on. Gabriel Davis can play now because of the new protocol that passed today.
Yeah.
So that changes a lot there. That changes a lot.
I mean, dude, like, if Beasley's back and Davis is back, like, McKenzie is nuts.
Man, he
He
was
played
making some
fantastic.
plays
He
last
played
week.
fantastic. And somebody asked me, it was like a series of people to list, and they included on there Mr. McKenzie, and I was like, nah, don't do it. I didn't think that there was any chance, and we saw what he did.
I didn't think about him at all last week, man.
No,
Yeah,
nobody did.
that changes a lot with Davis being able to come back early now. Oh, I don't know that McKenzie's in play anymore, boys. Jerry, sorry, Spencer. It's your last night with John, so let me leave. Yeah, Spencer and Jerry are splitting time with us since they play each other. Poonem, pick 3, Debo, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, or Johnson. Yikes. You got to start Debo. You have to. You got to start Justin Jefferson, even if Jair Alexander's out there. You just can't sit him. Between Lamb and Johnson, man, call me crazy, but I'm going to say Johnson.
I'll probably lean Lamb. That offense is.
He's kind of seeing the worst fantasy production out of that whole team.
Yeah, and you're starting to see why. You're talking about Lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. That's kind of weird, actually.
But I think between Lamb and Johnson's very similar very similar ceiling, but Johnson's been more consistent on the season.
Johnson didn't have a great game last week. I don't think, anyways. Let's see here.
No,
I kind of want to pull this up,
but neither did
actually.
CeeDee. So
No, he didn't. He didn't. But this is a bigger matchup. Maybe the bigger time player comes up. Or do you still think this is going to be a Michael Gallup week?
I mean, I think it's fair to argue for Lamb over Johnson. I think it's fair to argue for Johnson over Lamb.
Oh, bro, I'm tripping, yo. He still had 12 points. Deontay Johnson and a half PPR still had 12 points.
He gets the Browns.
Go DD. I mean, go Deontay here.
Go DD. You got to start Debo. You got to start Justin. I lean Deontay too. He's just been far more consistent. But don't get me wrong, CD's got a nice floor. I mean, ceiling always. Spencer Elmhill, Jerry. JL, what's going on, man? Good to have you here. You guys think it's a good weekend to play Melvin and Javonte versus weak Chargers run D? If you had to pick one, leaning Javonte. I mean, here's the thing, bros. I said this last week versus the Raiders, and it didn't work out at all if you did that. So no, I'm scared, but it makes a lot of sense. And this Chargers defense is
sucks,
bad,
bro. We just don't Rex Burkhead blow up, bro.
I think it's always a little risky to start 2 running backs on the same team. If I had to lean, I would lean Williams, but you could easily lean Gordon too. You can make an argument for either guy.
Revenge game.
Yeah, it is. And Gordon's actually had the better season overall. So you can easily make an argument for either player. And this Chargers run defense is awful. But it depends, JL, on who else you got, man. Depends on who else you got, man.
I think you can play both, and I would lean Javonte.
Yeah. Derek, Debo, Jefferson, and Lamb. Yeah, fair enough there.
Juicy.
E111. Oh, I appreciate you guys and your humor. Appreciate you, man. The last place team in one of my leagues has to bring an extra $100 in meat to the barbecue. If tied, they both bring $100 each. Usually the same guy for 12 years. Dude, I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna start rocking the toilet. Well, I'm not last place. No. Dude, the toilet bowl champion deserves I mean, you think about it this way, Steven. Okay, I'm gonna get you a little sales pitch here. Okay, you should want, as commissioner, you should want to make the toilet bowl like an event that's competitive. Because
we're giving you $50.
No. But what I'm saying is, you should really try and make an event, because if you don't and people stop playing it in the season, then it makes it easier for people at the top to get all the waiver priorities and teams to stack themselves. Kind of like the team who's looking like he's going to win it all this year, who could have beat this past weekend, got like the best couple of waivers the past 2 weeks. which I don't know how I slipped to the bottom of the waiver pile, by the way, but I did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think, you know, there should be some sentiment to try and make it almost two different championships. Now, winning the actual championship should amount to far, far, far more than the
Yeah.
toilet bowl championship. But no, like $50 is fair, half of your investment back, right? For our league, which is $100, right? But I think it should be, juiced up a bit too.
No, yeah, and I actually think it would be interesting over the offseason too to explore kind of different fantasy league settings and how teams set or how leagues set themselves up, right? Because I think this is a topic that commissioners and fantasy leagues at large every year are trying to figure out for their teams, right? And there's a ton of stuff you have to understand when you're the commissioner or whether you're joining a league. I mean, there's a ton of logistics to it, but one thing I was toying around with is, you look at our league in particular as an example, we have the team in the championship. A team in the championship has the least points by a large margin in the entire league combined. Like he has no points and he's in the championship. And like in my opinion, like there's got to be a way to get that out of the league, and there's got to be a way to reward somebody that maybe is in the losers bracket that or the toilet bowl bracket that has a lot of points, right? Because you had a decent amount of points. Colin had a lot of points. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be some sort
Yeah,
of
you can
reward
give out
system.
trophies for most points scored in each bracket. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
because points for like a higher point total in the toilet bowl bracket actually makes more sense to me than a flat out winner. And I don't know if you would agree with that now, given your predicament, but that shows to me that you're the best team in that
I am the
bracket.
best team. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Derek, Miami defense or Saints defense this week? Ooh.
I'm going Saints against Sam Darnold.
I am too. I'll take the Saints. Yeah. Gavin Schultz top 5 tight end this week. It's a little steep. Hey, Schultz quietly having a phenomenal year. Let's not forget about our boy Dalton Schultz, top 5 tight end on the year.
Stud.
But Cardinals are very, very good. Actually, they might be the best team from fantasy perspective against the tight end position. So I'm not going to put them in the top 5 this week.
All year they have been too.
Oh, yeah. Alex, thanks, Catch Fan, for your advice and time. Appreciate it. Hey, we appreciate you, brother. No problem. Poonam, is Tampa Bay D a must start? Absolutely.
100%. Yeah, I definitely break that down in detail in the must start video list, but there's not many defenses that play over them this week.
Yeah. Flex Harris from Pats over Gibson. I'd say yes. I like Gibson this week, but I'm worried about Washington, and the Eagles' run defense has been stepping it up in the past week or so. I'm worried about Washington from a fantasy perspective, and Harris is just a much safer option in my opinion. But I won't be surprised if Gibson has a good day. Justin LO, I have Davis. Jesus, more Davis. If Davis plays, he gets the Falcons. I think he's a safer play, in my opinion. Yeah, PPR, yeah. I think that's fine. Let's see here. Gosh, you guys are killing the chat tonight. Killing it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys sub if you are new to the channel as well. Spencer, all caps, give me my trophy. See, man. We'll see. Poonam, sorry, I'm starting to lose my. It does this thing sometimes towards the end. Okay. If Travis Kelce plays, do I put him in the flex for Deontay Johnson and keep Mark Andrews at tight end? I'd say yeah.
Oh, 100%. Do you get to pair out Mark Andrews and Kelce? Mark Andrews has been good regardless of who's throwing the ball.
Yeah, I'm good at that, man. Joe, what's up? What's going on, Joe? Good to see you, bro. I'm playing for the championship. I'm starting Debo and Adams receiver. Who should I flex, Brown or Higgins?
Oh, gosh. Oh.
You could flip a coin there, my dude. I mean, they're both great starts. Brown, I think, actually ends up seeing more volume, but Higgins doesn't need as much.
I'm going.
Higgins got more boomer bust. I get it, man. He's not going to do what he did last week this week. If he does,
if he does,
send us hate mail. But
we will in the live stream, we will throw food on our face. We will put a pie or something on our face if T. Higgins has 30 plus points. So he better not.
There you go. I mean, yeah, Listen, Brown's going to see a ton of volume. I mean, he's going to be force fed the ball. We love Higgins this week. Don't get me wrong, but I think Brown is just a safer option. We're looking for safe floors in the fantasy championship, you know?
Yeah.
Who, but that's close, man. Chat, let us know. AJ Brown or T. Higgins, who you got this week? Spencer, the way I do it, lowest scoring team each week pays $10 to the pot. Toilet Bowl gets the pot. Hey, I like that.
Oh, wow.
I like that. So you can either go for the chip or go to the shitter and still quote unquote win. Spencer's a genius, man. This is why we got Spence Brown in
Yo,
here, man.
Spence gonna come in as
Yeah,
the consultant.
yeah, yeah. I like that. I do. But I could see everyone in our league crying about $10 a week if they don't
Oh
score
my
the most
gosh, dude.
points.
Our league complains so much about money. It's
I would be down
frustrating.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would too.
Expert X Clips. Up, guys? What's good, bro? Smoking the cat. Guys, should I pick up Waller? I have Gasecki as my downfall for this week. I am fading Gasecki this week. I don't like Gasecki this week. I don't like Gasecki. I didn't really like him last week. Should have, brought that up more. Actually, I think I mentioned him in the must start. I actually kind of liked him. I take that back. But Gasecki, bad matchup last week, and he didn't do anything with it. I thought maybe he could come up in that game. He didn't. I don't like him this week. It's another tough matchup against a position. Should you pick up Waller? I think he's about as safe as Gasecki. Like, it's not a huge difference, you know?
We just haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's why it's scary there. So
Yeah,
I think
I
he
will Becky here. I
yeah,
mean, it's a it's a it's a weaker defense, right?
sure. Yeah, we'll with Gasecki, but it ain't pretty smoky. James, I don't know, man. Miami D has been killing it. They've been balling, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying that you want to move from Miami purely because they are not a good unit or anything. It's just I typically want to exploit the matchup. And what we have also seen, I'm not trying to take anything away from this Dolphins team, but their defense in particular, they have gotten to go against backup quarterbacks, COVID teams. Their last stretch that they have went on this hot streak for, it's not been very competitive of matchups, right? This Tennessee game is going to be competitive. This Titans team looked very much so revitalized with AJ Brown. I mean, dude, what he was doing to that defense, and San Francisco is a really good defense. I mean, bro, he was just putting him out there. I mean, he was just mobbing him.
Let's see. Gavin, CPAT or Penny? Oh, I'm
CPAT,
ask
CPAT.
Penny. Penny.
Okay, all right. Really?
Oh, CPAT kind of hurt us these last 2 weeks. Penny's got a great matchup.
Yeah, he does. You know what? Actually, too, when you look at it, I mean, Penny ran the rock for this
Here
squad
we are
last
in week
week.
17. I'm fading Pounder and Cheese,
I did not do
Cordero,
it. I'm not
and
doing
I'm
it. I'm not doing
fading
it.
James Conner, man.
I'm
Oh
not
my
doing it.
gosh.
I'm staying Patterson
Chat,
here.
what do you think? Gavin needs our help. Cordero, Pounder and Cheese, or Penny in week 17. Chadwick, hi guys, what's up? Good to see you, bro. Are we confident we'll win out the Dallas Deep versus the Cards, or should I pivot to the Saints? Listen, if you own Dallas, you can start them against any team that's ever played. They can get you a solid 10 fantasy points at the worst, right? Like their floor is so safe. Same time, the Saints are a great stream this week. So
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think I talked about this in the comments. I mean, when you look at the Cowboys over the entire season, we have seen those massive weeks. We've seen those 10+ point performances against bad matchups. I mean, good matchups, so shitty offenses. This is not going to be that situation here. I think Arizona is going to, be a good team this week. It's going to be competitive. But I still think there's a great safe floor, like John was saying. So I think if you're chasing the big boom play, it's the Saints.
I would personally start Dallas,
Yeah. I mean,
but
in the championship week, I understand it, right?
you can certainly make. I mean, they're both great starts this week. Absolutely. Jerry, Ed Spencer, got to go through me first. It's going to be a repeat of week 7. A little good banter there. Catch fam championship. Expert X Cliffs. I'm in championship. My team: Dak, Eckler, Mixon, Tyreek, AJ Brown, Antonio Brown, Mark Andrews, versus Mahomes, Najee, Cook, JJ Adams, Keenan Komet.
It's a good matchup.
It's a good matchup. The nice thing for you is if Mahomes throws, if Tyreek's scoring, you and Mahomes are kind of evening out, right? And that kind of deflates Mahomes to some degree. I like your team more, but
Yeah.
Adams is very, 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 very scary this week. But
Mm-hmm.
I do like your team slightly better. Yeah. The
Yeah,
big thing
Dalvin
is,
Cook's out.
yeah. Well, Mark Andrews over Komet is huge too.
Yeah.
Like that's big time. Okay, let's see here. Poonam, thanks guys for your help. Absolutely, man. That's what we're here for, bro. Spencer, it all comes down to Hill and Cup. Whew. That's scary. Jerry, don't sleep on Andrews. 28, 35, 26 his last 3 weeks. Andrews, best tight in the league right now.
He is so good, bro. He's so good.
Pray, need help on who to start at flex, AB or AJ Brown? Ooh.
AB.
I go AB. AB. What's up, Pray? Good to see you, bro. E111, good idea, Spencer. Going to do that next year. Yeah, I like that idea, Spence. Andrew, should I pick up Penny, running backs, or Jones, Foreman, Williams, Justin Jackson, someone to drop Dalvin Cook, PPR? Someone drop
Justin Jackson.
Yeah. I would swap Jackson out for Penny. If someone dropped Cook, he's not playing, right?
I mean, he was on COVID last week, but if he is eligible, I mean, shit with that, you got to wait all the way till game day with COVID.
Yeah, if Cook is, I can't tell if you need someone to drop or if you have Dalvin Cook or if someone dropped Dalvin Cook. But if Cook is available, you got to pick him up. Yeah. And if you need to drop two, for me, you drop Justin Jackson and you drop Foreman. If you need to drop two, but you drop Jackson before you drop Foreman. Jerry, I've been trying to organize some sort of trophy for the basketball fantasy league. I'm with all my friends. They're all acting lame about it. These lame-os out here, bro. Alex, smash that like button. New and old catch family. Appreciate that shout out, Alex. Guys, hit that sub button. Hit that like button. Truly helps us out. Pew pew. Spoke of the cat. Tight ends on waivers are Cook, Conklin, Uzma, Ingram, Ali Cox. Any of these better than Gesicki? No. You're going boom or bust with all those guys, same as you are with Gesicki.
Yeah.
I would lean Gesicki over them. Uzma, I mean, a decent.
Yeah, that's the only one. Yeah,
decent floor, a lot of boom or bust there, but he's the only one I consider. Ricardo, what's going on, man? Brandon Cook, Scary Terry, Adam Thielen, or Tyreek pick the most reliable, having a hard time trusting any of these for the championship.
Cooks. Oh, whoa.
Tyreek. You got to go Tyreek. I mean, I get he burnt you last week, but you have to start him. You will be so incredibly angry if he has one of those Tyreek Hill games and he's on your bench.
Yeah, you got to put Tyreek in.
I get it. I totally understand not having a hard time playing him, but you got to start him. If you can't do it, I would go Thielen personally.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he's healthy. I am worried about his health. He re-aggravated that injury last week and he burnt you if you started him. So I would just personally start Tyreek there.
Who's the 2 and 3?
I'm sorry?
Who's the 2 and 3 option there? For me, it's Cooks.
Yeah. I go Cooks and Thielen. If Thielen wasn't banged up, I would maybe just consider one here because he's been so reliable and healthy, but he's hurt. And I fade Scary Terry versus Darius Slay.
Yeah.
Pray, I'd start Penny. Yeah, I like Penny this week. This week, 17 live, Clutch AF. Hey, we appreciate that, Ricardo. Appreciate you being here, man. Spoke of the cat. I have Deontay. My only player I haven't sat all season, but debating if I should for the first time for St. Brown or Cooper. Wide receiver 1 is AB. I'd say no. He's been so incredibly consistent. I like St. Brown. I like Cooper. But you stick with the consistency there, especially if you're a Steelers fan, man.
Yeah.
Pray, I was thinking AB as well, but AJ popped up, so it was close. Yeah, it's very close. You can make an argument for either. I think we both lean AB, though.
I think standard, you could lean AJB. There's more of an argument for him because I just see him being more of a touchdown threat. But Antonio Brown, bro, you saw the target volume that went his way last week. It seemed like every time they were showing highlights of any sort of pass, it was to AB. I mean, his route running is just tremendous.
James Martin, thoughts on Sony this week? He gets pretty much I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's good, right? Henderson's out.
Yeah.
So it's good. He gets a little pat on the back. What am I looking to say here
Well,
with my
he's
words?
got a great opportunity this week.
Yeah. A
That's
boost. He
one
gets a
thing.
boost.
Yeah. I mean, because
Sorry.
one of the things like holding back Sony Michelle has not been him. It's just been competition. So I think let's let Sony grind this one out. Let's let him have a good game. Let's let him take this Rams team for another win.
I think he's going to have a good week. He's played very, very well over the last 4 weeks. Pray is Ronald Jones a must start this week? 1,000%.
Yeah, that's about as sure of anything
I don't
in
think you'll
fantasy.
go to any fantasy information area on the interweb and find someone who's going to say Jones is not a must start this week.
You want to know what's going to happen in epic fashion?
Yeah.
He's going to fumble on the first play, and Bruce Arians is going to call in because he has COVID right now. So he's going to call in and get him out of the game.
I forgot. Yeah, Arians does have COVID.
Yeah.
Andrea, drop Cook. I would not personally drop Cook. I would drop Jackson there, and that would be the only move I would make. Would be for Penny. Yeah. Jerry acting like a bunch of Stevens. Shake my hand. Poor Steven. James, if Brandon Cooks or E Moore are available, would you start either? Yeah.
Cooks for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind either of these starts this week. No.
Bro, Cook's a good player, man. I mean, obviously he had the COVID last week, but he's been really good this year.
He had the COVID.
Yeah.
Pray. I'm pretty sure I'm number 1 in the waiver order, so I should get him tomorrow. Let's freaking go, baby.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Go. Chadwick, are we starting Hurts over Herbert? Yeah, I think Hurts is a must start this week.
Yeah.
Plus,
Herbert does not have a tremendous matchup either.
No. I go Hurts. Yeah. Max, what's good, bro? Made the championship. Let's go. Thanks for the advice, boys. Let's freaking go, Max. Dude, I am so psyched. So many of you guys made it to the championship.
Seriously.
Yeah, I am so pumped on that, man. You guys should all start your own YouTube channels, and Steve and I should just quit. Chadwick, thanks. Appreciate you, Chadwick. Of course, man. Absolutely. Guys, make sure if you're new to the channel that you hit that sub button down below. Join the Catch family tonight, man. Really does truly help out the channel. Make sure you guys smash that like button as well. Gives that little boost in the algorithm as well, man. Appreciate everyone being here, man. It's been a blast of a stream. We're already an hour and a half in. This, I mean, if it seriously, it feels like 5 minutes when we do these. Sometimes.
Hour and 27 minutes, John. Sorry to, correct you. It's hour and 27 minutes.
Well, hour 27 minutes and 31 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry to correct you, Steven. Pray, Matt Stafford is in top 5 QBs this week. Yeah, I like Stafford this week, but he burnt you last week, bro.
Yeah.
Pray, did you sit Dak Prescott for Matthew Stafford?
Oh, I think that's why he's asking.
Who did you sit for Matt Stafford? I mean, don't get me wrong. We liked Stafford last week. I think a lot of
people. Dude, he was my must-start quarterback, bro. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what happened. I feel like he just wasn't even like dude. What is the explanation for that?
I mean, the Vikings just showed up out of nowhere. 3
Did
picks.
Zimmer just get fired?
Pray you drop Dak.
Oh.
Pray.
Oh.
Your hate for Dak came back to spite you, my dude. I mean, you probably hate him even more now, right? Did you? I mean, that's rough. That's rough, bro. I'm sorry. Ricardo, Devonta Smith, Adam, or Terry. Normally I go Adam, but come off the injury, I'm a little sus. And Devontae Adams? Or what other Adam would there be? If you have Devontae Adams, you cannot sit him.
No.
Is there another Adam? No. Adam Thielen. Well, Adam Thielen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, then I go Devonta Smith here personally because I am sussed out by Adam Thielen too.
Big time. I don't think he'll play.
I go Smith versus Washington secondary. Gives you the best upside there. Terry is going to have a tough matchup versus Darius Slay, and I agree with you, Ricardo. Adam is sus this week for sure. Sorry about that, bro. Jerry, Stafford is having a big comeback week. Pray drop Dak. James Martin. Okay, so assuming everyone is healthy, who would you start? Higgins, Brown, Hunt, Ayuk, Van Jefferson, Cooks, E. Moore. I need to start 3. I would start Higgins, St. Brown, and Cooks, personally. If you're not confident in one of those, I would throw Moore in there next.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I bet it was. Andrea, Wilson or Stafford? I go Stafford.
100%.
Yeah, I go Stafford. I think Wilson's an okay start this week, but I wouldn't start him over Stafford.
Okay.
It's the Lions, bro.
Dude, chill out with that hate. Chill out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I understand, but
the Lions aren't that bad. They're not like the Lions like a year or two ago, where it's like, yeah, it's no question you're starting all your offensive players against them. They have improved, but they're still a team to stream against to some degree.
Yeah, but I still think Stafford's a better player.
No, 100%. Yeah, between these two, Stafford. Yeah. Pray I still wanted the playoffs. Let's go, bro. I'm in the championship, so it turns out I didn't need Dak's petty 30 points. Let's go, Pray. There we go. There you go.
Dude, you need to send Dak a note and just say, listen, buddy, I don't need you. My team is better than you. Everybody is better than you. That's what you need to do. Dak Prescott ain't got nothing on you.
John Edwards, Mooney, Gallup, DK, Devontae Parker. Pick 2. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed evening. Right back at you, bro. I would personally go. Ooh, DK kind of coming back last week off those 2 receptions, bro.
Yeah, he got the touchdown, bro. He was in the must-start video. He was in the must-start.
You made the right call, man. In the snow. In the snow.
Yeah.
Two receptions, Steven. 2.
Bro, that was like the scariest must-start I've ever picked. And I was like, holy shit, he has to score a touchdown.
He's been the receiver right now to start out of the bunch, not Lockett. Lockett's scaring you. So it's a good enough matchup. We just talked about it against the Lions. Yeah, I think you go DK, and it's between Gallup and Mooney here. I go
Gallup.
I go Gallup because the quarterback play is uncertain for the Bears right now.
Yeah, very uncertain.
How about that 1-point win by Nick Foles, though?
Dude, Nick Foles played, bro. That's ridiculous.
Shout out Nick Foles. Ricardo is Devonta Smith. Okay, yeah, I got you now. E111, I played Brady over Burrow. Yikes. I mean, you can't beat yourself up for starting Tom Brady.
Price says it right there too. Nobody knew Burrow was gonna pop off for what he did. I mean, that's insane. I mean, and honestly, Tom Brady should have had a better game, right? Too. Sure. So it's like,
but he just didn't need to. Like the game script didn't follow that. I mean, he just didn't need to. EA, smash the like button. What's good, EA? Good to see you, bro. Appreciate that shout out, guys. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Show some support to the Catch fam. Look at Steven over there. Don't you want to help him out? Look at that face. Okay. Jerry, is Steven a big Lions fan? He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Secretly.
Huge.
8 Mile. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Barry Sanders jersey. That's it. It's huge. It's like a dress. It goes down to my knees. But what other shirt I have doesn't do that,
right? Jerry, EA, it's in the game. Shout out.
It's in the game.
That was good. That's good.
Was it actually good?
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a while since you've hit me up to play Madden. Is everything good with you? Yeah.
Well, John, I'm going to let you keep thinking that you actually changed your playbook and feel like you're having success in the game and everything. And, I've been playing my franchise with the Colts. We're getting closer to the playoffs, so it's been a tough season. We lost Jonathan Taylor. It's been tough muddling around.
Okay, let's move on. Pray. If I was in the NFL and the Cowboys, I'd be QB1 because Dak's so bad.
Dude, Pray has a Cooper Rush jersey, and he's like, put them in, dude. Dak has no place over him.
Pray, who's better, Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott? James Martin, I'm hyped up because I made it to the chip with a few waiver pickups. Let's freaking go.
That's the
best way to do it, man. John Edwards, thanks, guys. Absolutely, my dude. Appreciate you being here, man. Pray, always forget to hit the like button, but end up getting reminded from someone in the chat. That's why we remind you, man. That's why we do it. Appreciate you, Pray. Let's look at the cat. Hurts, Deontay, AB, Cook, Rojo, Kaseki, Sony on the bench. You got Jacob, St. Brown, Cooper, Gallup, Madison, Pollard. Any changes to lineup? Last one. Thanks, guys. Hey, no worries, bro. No, I think you're good.
Yeah.
I think you're good the way you are there. Yeah, you're crossing your fingers Gasecki finds that end zone, man. But
Here's the only thing. If
Okay.
Madison is the only back there, Cook's out. Okay, then yeah, okay, I see that. Yeah, perfect. This is straight up.
I like this team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex, wish me luck. I go against Herbert, Taylor, Monty, Cup, Moore, Kelsey. Shake my head. We will
I,
certainly cross our fingers for you.
I mean, I don't know. I think Herbert's got a rough matchup. He didn't play outward like he wasn't like otherworldly last time they played Denver, and obviously last week happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this isn't over by any stretch.
My bad. Just hit my mic there, guys. Makes a really scary, loud noise for you guys. Pray Cooper Rush / any quarterback in the world over Dak. So it's an interesting pivot point. While we have a little bit of downtime here, guys, make sure if you guys have any questions, you guys let us know for week 17. But a great stream. You guys have absolutely killed it. Quarterbacks of week 16, Steven. I want you to listen to this. Okay. These were starters this past week. Davis Mills, Tim Boyle, Josh Jackson, Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon, Drew Lock, Ian Book, Sam Darnold. Yeah.
That's the NFL.
Yeah. Didn't this happen like the last 2 years too, towards the end of the season? Enough injuries happened that we just had a ton of backups playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. EA, trust Amari Cooper, stick with Gage, half point PPR. I would personally, I would play Cooper. I would.
Yeah.
I would. Pray, I would have had to go against Kelsey, but he was out for COVID reserve. I got lucky, even though Mark Andrews, then Kelsey. All caps Mike Glennon.
Yo, Mike Glennon is gotta be like the most like straight up like just ridiculous looking guy, man. I love Mike Glennon, man. Remember when he hustled the Bears? He got like $30 million for like no reason whatsoever.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He was okay for the Bucks a while ago.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right. He was.
He had a good season at some point.
Dude, it really, while you're talking about this quarterback, and how many freaking just gross names you just said, it really speaks to the larger point of like, man, the quarterback parity between like average and god awful is just so drastic. I mean,
yeah,
holy shit, bro! Like Ian Book, as opposed to like just an average Nick Foles quarterback. I mean, and that's like it's just crazy. Like those top elite guys, like it really does make sense why they're getting paid $500 million.
Nick Foles is elite.
Yeah, I guess so. He won a Super Bowl.
That's true. Truth Seeker, what's going on, man? Good to have you here tonight. Appreciate you being here. Thoughts on Thielen? I'm kind of worried about Thielen this week.
Yeah,
after he re-aggravated injury live in that game,
he looked like he was in a lot of pain.
Green, Lazard, or Anderson? I go Lazard.
What if MBS is back?
I still take the matchup versus Minnesota. I go Lazard.
Is there anybody else? Okay, you said thoughts on Callaway.
Man, I've never been so confident in Lazard in this moment. Yeah, I go Lazard. What are your thoughts?
Let us know if there's other people though, because I would say Lazard even if MVS is back there, but I feel like the Cards kind of hate on AJ Green right now because of what he did to him a couple other weeks, but he's probably got the best opportunity.
I mean, Green's better with Hopkins out there and Kirk playing well and Moore making plays and these backs healthy. Most of that equation's there, but he's been worse without Hopkins. When Hopkins was out there too, it's just like you had no one on AJ Green, so he's able to make plays. He's still made some good plays, but been a lot of miscommunication and bad plays from him as well. So
yeah,
I don't think he's an awful option. I don't disagree that he doesn't, he's not a bad play, but I would lean Lazard here at the most upside. Upside, right?
Yeah.
And that takes a lot because I never recommend
I know. You don't like the Packers receivers.
Unless it's Devontae Adams or Robert Tonyan last year. Paul Miller, Gallup, Cooks. What's up, Paul? T. Higgins, AJ Brown, St. Brown, pick 3. I would go Higgins, Brown. They're all good. They're all good. You got to start Higgins and Brown. Higgins gives you the most upside. Brown gives you the best volume, safest
Cooks.
floor. I was gonna say, and then I think I lean Cooks, but you can make an argument for St. Brown or Gallup too. But yeah, I think I agree with Steven. We go Cooks, Higgins, Brown here. Good to see you, Paul. What's going on, man? Pray Mike Glennon's head is shiny. This is true. Accurate statement here. James Martin Davis Mills is a demigod. Gavin, will Philly make playoffs? I personally think so. I personally think that the Niners and the Eagles will get in. I think those two teams on the outside looking in will make it in. Yeah.
I'm curious, John, do you know who they have the next 2 weeks? Because
I can pull it up real
I
quick.
think it's favorable. I mean, obviously this week, favorable matchup against Washington. Um, I think
You know who it is?
who? Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I would say, but that might be a game, John, where they're locked in at 2. Because if
It's
Green Bay
true.
runs house and they lock up 1, the way this NFC picture's shaking out is that, dude, Dallas just might rest their guys that last week
It's true. It's true.
and let Philly in.
Yeah, and that definitely benefits
I think it
Philly.
benefits the Cowboys too, because I would, if the current picture stayed the same and they were able to play them in the playoffs, and then also at the same time make a worse draft pick for Philly by allowing them to get into the playoffs, right? So
Yeah.
it's like a double-edged sword. If the Cowboys believe they could beat the Eagles, which I think they would.
Yeah. So let's look at that for a second. Okay, we got the AFC, which is you hear people saying that the AFC is more competitive, but I think it's just the AFC is worse and more teams have losses. You know what I'm saying?
I think the AFC is better. So
Okay.
I would disagree with you.
Okay.
I would disagree with you because you got to look at
So
the teams that are in the hunt in the NFC as opposed to the teams that are in the hunt in the AFC. I mean, in the AFC, you got the Bills, you got the
Bills are
Charge.
in right now.
Okay, well, okay, so you got the
They're not
wild
in the
card.
hunt.
What's the wild card? The
Okay. I can read it off
Chargers,
to you if you
Colts,
relax
Bills.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm
No.
getting anxious, bro, because you just tried to hate on the Colts.
Kansas City, Tennessee, Cincinnati, Buffalo, all atop of their division. Okay. Outside looking in, okay, wild card. Okay. Indy, New England, Miami. Outside looking in, you got Baltimore, Chargers, Vegas, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Denver. Eliminated is the Jets, Houston, and Jacksonville. So, you know what? You're probably right. This probably is more competitive because you only have 3 teams eliminated. You got a lot of teams competing. So
Yeah,
for me, man, I kind of like it the way it is. But if it's not Miami, it's Baltimore or the Chargers getting in there, in my
John,
opinion.
let me ask you this: the Browns are a really interesting team to me. If they win out, they make the playoffs. The Cincinnati loses to Kansas City this week. That
I
is
don't.
very possible.
Here's the thing: is every year we look at the playoff race. There's always a team in each division that sneaks in that you're like, oh, come on, man, they're gonna lose the wild card right away. Like seriously. So, uh, I think that probably someone will slide in there that we're not expecting. But
They have Pittsburgh and Cincy 2 weeks. I mean, shit. If Baker Mayfield didn't do what he did to Green Bay, I think they would have. They would have been a lot. They would have probably won the game.
Baker Mayfield didn't do what he did to Kansas City in Week 1. He would have won that game too.
So my point is like if this team, if it sticks to the bread and butter of Nick Chubb, the next 2 weeks against Pittsburgh, which is 27th against the running back position, and then Cincinnati 19th against the position, I think Nick Chubb can lead this team to a playoff stint because I think Kansas City can beat Cincinnati this week.
It's a fair argument. It's a fair argument.
It's crazy, bro. It's just nuts how this whole thing shakes out with the
Yeah.
playoffs and how if Lamar Jackson, this illness thing never started, the Ravens, would have had the division.
Only team in the AFC to clinch a playoff spot is Kansas City. You look at the NFC, you got Green Bay, Dallas, the Rams, Tampa Bay, and Arizona all clinched. They're all in. The Rams and Arizona fighting for that division. But those other teams, they've won their divisions. Yeah. Tampa, Dallas, and Green Bay have. So then we look at the outside, or right now the wild card spots are San Fran and Philly. Then the outside looking in, you got Minnesota, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Washington, baby. I think it's San Fran and Philly. I think those are hands down the two best teams on the outside looking in. But if one of these teams sneaks in, I think it's Minnesota, or oddly enough, Atlanta creeps in there. Going back to that thesis of that, there's just always a team that makes it in
They would
there
have
that
to
you
win
go.
this week against Buffalo, which I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
But
you just
but there
never know.
is there is the situation for the Minnesota Vikings, who I think deserve to be in the playoffs in my mind, and they would just make the playoffs more fun, dude. I mean, you've got the Hail Mary playoff play with Kirk Cousins and Stephon Diggs. You've got all their shenanigans they've had all year, where it's just been fourth quarter fun in terms of, it's always down to the wire with all these Vikings games. So I hope they make the playoffs somehow.
I'd rather watch the Eagles or Niners, but that's just me. Pray, bruh. How did Hopkins tear his MCL? He just got back from injury. I think it was probably aggravated the whole way through.
Yeah,
Truth Seeker, Jackson or Freeman? I go Freeman this week. I think Eckler will
Freeman.
be back. Yeah. Truth Seeker, top defense in week 17.
Yeah, definitely take a peek at the must start defense video list, guys. I mean, you can talk about the Cowboys, you can talk about some of those 2 or 3 top 5 defenses out there, but I think in terms of what might be available for you, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are definitely a great option this week against the Jets. Potentially the Patriots were dropped because they've been really shitty over the past 2 weeks, and I think they are a tremendous play this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars for sure.
Yeah. Prey says New England or Tampa Bay. There you go. True Seeker, first time playing fantasy and made championships. So many questions. Hey, that's why we're here, man. No worries at all, my dude. And congrats on making the championship your first year.
Hell yeah,
that's
man.
Huge,
That's
man.
that's impressive.
It's huge. EA pick 3, Rojo, Jacobs, Penny, Singletary, or Derek Gubernale. Rojo for sure. Ain't no doubt about it. Penny and Singletary for me.
Yeah.
Jacobs a bad matchup. He's played okay the past 2 weeks, got you at least 10 points, but and then Dare, can we really trust him? I'm not quite sure. It's a bad matchup versus the Pats. So the other 3 have great matchups. So yeah. You're sticking with Rojo, Penny, and Singletary for sure. Pray, Josh Jacobs or Penny, both good. If that's for you, go Penny. If that's response to EA, Eileen, Rojo, Penny, Singletary.
Yeah, I think Penny this week is going to really blow up against the Lions.
Baker Mayfield is trash, absolute trash. Spence, Green Bay, off the way. Gavin, it's kind of weird. We've got like our next best friend in line, isn't it?
Yeah, that is kind of geeky, dude. I mean, my girlfriend's little brother is Gavin. Best friend's Gavin. Yeah, Gavins are good characters, man. They're good peoples.
Yeah, if your name's Gavin, we got a lot of respect for you.
Yeah.
Is Jalen Hurts heavily underrated? I think so. Yeah. I don't get all the hate, bro.
Well, yeah, and he clarifies down below, thankfully, because I was about to jump in there. He says, not in fantasy, in real life. That's what we need to talk about, right? Because I would say in fantasy, he is dominant. But in terms of real life, I still have a lot of questions about this guy. John, it sounds like you might be making the argument that maybe he is a little. Hate. Really?
I don't get the hate, bro.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, do you think this guy, and dude, he's so young, man. He's so young. Like, I'm not trying to put too much on him, but if we have concerns about a guy like Lamar Jackson winning a playoff game, do we have any optimism about Jalen Hurts winning a playoff game with his arm? Yeah. I don't. I have none. You do. You do. You do.
I like Jalen Hurts. Why can't he evolve?
Do you like him because he's just like chiseled, man? Because he's jacked? Like,
why can't he evolve into like a Kyler Murray? Like people had the same narrative around Kyler Murray like 2 years ago.
I don't think he's narrative. I don't think he's
around Lamar Jackson. Sure, but if people can make these narratives that those guys are winners, which, quite frankly, in the playoffs they haven't been, then why can't we make it for Jalen Hurts either?
I think Kyler Murray is a far better passer than both of them, and I would probably.
I agree with that. Sure.
That's a little detail there. But hey,
you get what I'm saying, like a mobile first quarterback, right?
100%. And here's the other thing too, right? And I'm talking shit about him almost, but at the same time, bro, they had done nothing to give him weapons at the receiver game. I mean, it's
got
Smith,
Smith.
and then we got like Jalen Rager who drops every damn pass. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I mean, dude, like Greg Ward. The only reason I know these people is because we're so plugged in on fantasy. But dude, these guys are not relevant options at all, and they need to invest there to make me have a clear picture of what his long-term projection is going to be. I still think they would trade him. I still think they would trade him in a heartbeat.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think they should. Meng613, what's going on, man? AJ Brown or Singletary in the flex? Gosh, that's tough. I personally lean Singletary.
Oh shit! Yeah, just remembered, baby. That's a juicy matchup, dude.
He's played well the last 2 weeks too.
Yes, he has.
I think Singletary's safer floor. AJ Brown offers you more upside though.
Mm-hmm.
Pray Jalen Hurts a must start almost every week. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Alberta 86, what's going on? Appreciate you being here tonight. I'm torn between Darrell Williams or Rashad Penny. I lean Penny personally. I lean Penny. Williams a good start, but I like Penny more.
So even if Clyde's fully out,
yeah, I lean Penny personally. He's just seen good volume. He's got the Lions. I like Penny here.
Yeah. Going
Williams.
Pete Carroll.
Williams a good start. Don't get me wrong, but I lean Penny personally.
Probably go Williams if Edwards is fully out.
Yeah, well, fair. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you hit that sub button. Join the Catch family down below as we start to get through the end of the stream tonight. And Steven sings to you. Cali Loco, starting DST 2 points per sack and bonus points for long distance touchdowns. Pick one from these, only Cleveland, Pitt, or Seattle. I would lean Cleveland, but I'll let Steven answer.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at too. I mean, I'm trying to think about this just based off of your points, and no matter which way I try to wrap my head around it, I think Cleveland is the best play.
Yeah. Kelly Loco, thanks for good advice through the year. I'm glad to find you guys. Hey, we are glad that you found us. We are glad that we found you, Kelly Loco. Thanks for coming out to the streams. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. We appreciate having you here this year, man. Let's see here. Gavin Newsom too. No respect there. We'll fade Gavin Newsom. You know. Elmer, what's going on, Elmer? Bench one: Adams, Diggs, Jefferson, St. Brown.
St. Brown.
It's St. Brown. He's been great, but he's not in that tier with Adams, Diggs, or Jefferson. You own those three. How do you have those three receivers, Elmer?
Yeah,
that is just ridiculous.
That's what I was going to ask too.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, you could get them in your first 3 rounds if you entered the draft. I mean, very easily. But my question, John, too, is like we've seen a couple comments now where we've had these big, sexy names, right, at the receiver position. Maybe they've underperformed a little bit, like a CeeDee Lamb, but you know what's there. Mm-hmm. How hard is it to go away from that in the championship for a guy like a St. Brown or Russell Gage, or maybe just a guy that we have conviction in as a waiver play? Because, dude, like that's tough, bro. That's really tough.
It is tough. Stick with your guns. Stick with the players that you went out and drafted early. You did it for a reason. You did it to win your fantasy championship. I get it. But if you own guys like Adams, Diggs, Jefferson, you got to start them.
Yeah.
You got to. Pray my name is Dax Trash. Spencer have opposite experiences with Gavin's. Pray St. Brown. I agree. Pray Spencer, same. Jerry, I knew one Gavin. He was quite the character. I wonder what he's up to now.
Spencer's next comment about Gavin's.
The Gavin I know is a raging
alcohol. Well, ours isn't totally different from that, Spencer, but it had some character to him.
Yeah. Shout out to Gavin in the chat. We respect you, bro. Callie, non PPR long distance touchdown bonus plus you get special team scores. Flex 2. Williams, Pollard, Singletary. I would do Williams and Singletary, regardless of the possible upside from Grant in that scoring format. Williams and Singletary, safe options.
Yeah.
EA, any concern with Pat's defense with 2 starting linebackers, Judon and Bentley, out with COVID? Not really.
Not at all. Not
really. Stober, what's going on, man? My whole roster, who would you start? Hoping to get Sony and McKenzie, Lamar, Mixon, Jacob, Samuel, Jefferson, Kittle, Chase, Gay, Patriots, Jones, Mitchell, Goodert. Woo! I mean, if you own Lamar, I guess you got to start him.
No, no,
Mixon.
you don't, John. That's what we were
Okay.
just saying. That you don't
Jeez,
have to
jeez,
start him.
jeez.
You don't. You don't.
Okay,
In fact, I'm
here's
not. I'm not willing to recommend that.
okay. Jeez, okay. We're not starting Lamar Jackson. I get it, bro. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Can you pick up Trey Lance? Can you? Who's out there for you, Stober at QB? We are kind of fading Lamar. Mixon, Michelle, if you get him, for sure. But if Mitchell plays, you can consider him. But let's go Samuel and Jefferson and Chase as your flex. Kittle at the tight end position. Oh, you got Jones. You got Jones. Let's back up. Let's back the train up. Go
Yeah,
Mixon, Ronald Jones, Samuel Jefferson, Chase, Kittle. See what you can do at the quarterback position and stick with that.
you got Matt Gay and the Patriots defense. Holy
Yeah, you're
shit!
good there too.
Oh my gosh, loaded.
Truth Seeker, Boston Scott or Freeman. Freeman safer floor. Scott maybe more upside, but he's more risky as well with Howard suiting up. If Howard
Yeah,
doesn't suit up, then Scott's the play, but he should be fine. And Freeman's safer. Gavin, who do you think the top 5 is for 2022 fantasy draft? Gosh, we've hit this a couple times, and every time it gets brought up, we like
we seem unprepared.
Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler.
No,
He's got to be in the top 3.
I say
Top
Mixon's
5.
up there too.
I was about to
Mixon's
say
got-
Mixon was the next guy I was about to say, so you can, chill your bones over there, Mr. Guy. And then really 4 to 5 is hard. I mean, you could say McCaffrey, Kamara, Cook, like you could bring in those OGs, you could bring in some of the younger guns. I mean, it gets a little murky, but I think, you got to have JT, you got to have Derrick Henry up there in the top 2. And I think McCaffrey sees a major decline. Kind of like Saquon did this past year. I will never draft McCaffrey again. I don't care how good he is. I cannot trust him.
I think CMC is going to fall out of the top 5, and I would imagine that Derrick Henry, who is banged up, is actually he might squeak into the top 5. But this also after what we saw this year, we saw so many running backs play this year, so many running backs, dog shit running backs. And I think what we're going to see here is that in projections, we're going to see a receiver maybe jump into the top 5.
Or Kelsey.
Yeah. I mean, I am fading that, but yes, I
he
mean,
did it this past year in like every draft.
I'm not saying he didn't last year. I'm just saying coming off of this year, bro. Like the shoe kind of slipped a little bit. He ain't even the top tight end in the league, but yeah, I mean, I think Adams has really kind of submitted himself as that kind of guy. Cooper Kupp, he is going to fall. He's going to regress. But let me just tell you, there is going to be a shit ton of fantasy buzz about him next year. It's already going to happen. Debo is going to get overdrafted. He's going to be drafted in a high draft pick as well. So, yeah, ton of good names out there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It'll be a good year next year.
I'm just getting excited already thinking about mock drafts for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Pray, start New England defense or Tampa Bay? I say Tampa Bay, more upside. Elmer, 10-man teams. I went receiver first 3 rounds. I like that. Sport Dog 1000, John. I'm still in on my 10 team, but what 2 receivers do I use? Brown, Gallup, Jefferson, Lazard, or Osborne? Thanks. So it's Hollywood Brown. Ooh, go Gallup.
Yeah.
I don't trust Brown. I don't.
I'm gonna pull up the numbers on Hollywood Brown real quick. Yeah, don't bring up the trade. Let's see here.
Go Lazard.
9 targets, 6 points. Not beautiful. Yeah, I'm fading him as well this week. But
Lazard or Osborne kind of have similar value. If Adam Thielen sits, go Osborne and Gallup for sure.
Yep.
Alberta, Niners, Bills, Bears, pick 1. Bills. Yeah. Stober, I have 3 guys that I drafted: Lamar, Jacobs, and Jefferson. That's usually how it goes, bro.
Yeah.
Simon for President, what's up, brother? Hey, Catch fam, I made it to the ship. Let's go. Thanks to you guys. Hey, let's go, Simon for President. Congrats, man. Praises to start the Bills defense. Yeah, I agree. Jerry, fight. Thoughts on Ngumbale? I love saying his name. Listen, if you're in a position where you'd have to go out and get an RB1, there's not any better options, and that's fine, but it's a bad matchup. It's a completely different matchup than what we saw last week. It's the Jets and the Patriots are not the same 2 teams. But there are situations where this makes sense, but the ceiling's not very high, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would just say if you need a safe floor, though, I think he's going to give it to you. I mean, the one thing we did talk about earlier is that this guy is a PPR threat, right? So there's going to be a shit ton of cleanup time, shit ton of catch up time, and that's when a guy like that comes into play.
Sport Dog, I have to see either Murray or Garoppolo. There's not much available on the wire. Who would you go with for quarterback? Kyler Murray?
Uh, yeah. So yeah, it's 100% Colin Murray, right? I mean,
If Kyler Murray is available, Sport Dog, he's your guy.
yeah. You know what? People might have cut him, honestly. People might have cut him. Some people roster two stud quarterbacks, and maybe they just needed to drop somebody.
Uh, There's no other K Murrays out there at the QB position, right?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. Ricardo, Bill or New England? Bills or New England?
Still lean New England here.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you, New England is a great
Yeah.
play this week.
You're
Like
right.
a fantastic play this week.
Praise to start New England over Bills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer, I can't wait to trade the number one pick to Steven again next year.
Oh my
Kelly, Jefferson and Chase pound one next year. Round one next year. Okay. I could see both of them sliding in there, especially in 12 to 14 man leagues. Yeah. Those are the two guys that came to my head. Outside of those, top three guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven, you think Boston Scott is a plug and play if Howard is out? Yeah, if Howard doesn't play, then I do. Yes. Senna, Rashad Penny or Jamar Chase at flex. I have Tyreek Hill and Debo at receiver.
I like Jamar Chase. No. Yeah, I like Jamar Chase here.
That's really tough. That's
Dude, here's
really,
the
really
thing,
tough.
John. We've been talking about it. I mean, dude, like it really does come down. All right, let me break this down. Last week we saw that big week out of Rashad Penny, right? What was that game script, bro? It was snowing. It was smash mouth football,
Snowing.
ground game type of special. This is a game against Detroit where they can do a little bit more with the passing game. I think that this is a situation where I'm not necessarily just going to bank in at all that Rashad Penny is going to outperform a lot of these other stud names. I mean, shit, what did he do the week before,
Okay.
right? We were on here talking shit.
Okay.
I'm not trying to
Okay.
totally not convince you. I'm just saying he scares me.
Okay. They're both great
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Good floor, very good ceiling in both of them. So it's a good position to be in. Alberta, last question for me. Name your top 5 kickers for week 17. Hey, we might as well hold off, right?
Yeah.
Because must start kickers drops after the stream for week 17. And that should answer your question, I would assume, right?
Yep. I will give you just two, just for jumping in the stream though. I will give you that reward for getting in here before the video drops. I'll say Ryan Suckup is on there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think he's a good play this week. And I also like my guy, Jake Elliott, this week as well. I think him for the Eagles. I think he's gonna have another big one.
We are popping right now. We are usually ending at 10:05. At 10 o'clock, excuse me. But we have 28 people in the chat. Thank you guys for being here.
Yep.
Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you hit that sub button. We'll hang around for a couple more minutes. We have 35 likes on the video. Can we get to 40, guys? Can we? I like Penny over Jamar, says Pray. Stober, how is Murray available? That's a good question. Yeah. That's a good question.
I mean, like I was saying, bro, some people just stack at the QB.
Yeah. And if you have 2 stud quarterbacks you're moving into week 17, you want to stack the skill position players, it's a time to drop them,
Yeah.
You trust Ayuk if Lance starts?
Look,
Yes.
I don't. Yeah, I actually trust him a little bit more than with Jimmy G. So yeah, that's what I would take away from that. But I don't think it's going to be drastically different than what we've seen out of him over the past few weeks.
Yeah. Let's see here. Dick, I need help. We got you, bro. What's up? Pray must start is Nick Folk and Matt Gay. Yeah. Simon for president. Thoughts on Mixon versus Kansas City this week? I'm starting Monty and Chubb now. Have Sony Michelle on the bench. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, the upside is too high. You got to start Mixon.
Yeah.
Monty and Chubb, Sony and Mitchell on bench. If you can start Monty, Chubb, and Mixon, do it, bro.
That's like the exact running back flex situation you want coming into the
That's beautiful.
championship.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Dick, this is so cool. Hey, we appreciate that, bro. We appreciate that. 39 likes, boys and girls. Can we get to 40 before we
Let's
end
get
the
one
stream?
more. Let's get one more. We need an even number.
Derek, hit the thumbs up. Appreciate that, Derek. Truth, does Palmer have any value? A little bit. A little bit. But I'm not in love with that upside.
Not playing that in the championship, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Unless it's super deep.
Pray, top 5 kickers is Nick Folk, Ryan Suckup, Robbie Gould, Tyler Bass, Greg Zerline. There, you heard it. Heard it
Bro,
from Pray.
Pray knows me weirdly well. That is creepy as hell. Oh, holy shit, Pray. Wow. I will say this. Watch the video to figure out who it is, but only one of those people is missing.
Ooh. Derek Lincoln, the catch. What's up, Derek? What's up, man? Yeah, it was Kyler Murray. He's my quarterback, but how's his ankle? I didn't see his game last week. Also, I'm going with Knox for tight end. I also have Pat Freiermuth. Knox over Freiermuth. Kyler should be fine, man. You got to start Kyler here in the championship. Don't go out and get like a Jimmy G over him. Yeah. So he was your quarterback. He's not available. Okay, that makes more sense. Start Murray. Sit Jamar Chase for Sony, E. Mitchell, Jacobs, Ronald Jones, maybe
Jones would be the guy that I would sit him for.
Yeah.
I wouldn't love to do it though.
Yeah, it's a little risky. Let's see here. So, President, thanks. Absolutely, bro. You know we got you. Jason, Penny Chubb, Rojo Carter, PPR pick 3, Foreman and Wilson as well. Give me Penny, Chubb, and Rojo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Callie McManus, Denver, or Butker?
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's Butker. You got to look at McManus's number on the season. He has not been that guy, and Butker has been 100% that guy. And I'll go a step further because I see your comment below as well. Kansas City kicker, right? Because obviously Butker's got that COVID issue, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream. Elliot Fry, his backup, got it done in a big way last week. I expect him to be able to do it again if called upon. So yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs kicker here over him.
I just picked up Palmer in Dynasty 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I like him for the future. That's fine. E111. Steven Higgins and Justin Jackson sent me the ship. Let's go. Let's get it, bro.
Jackson was clutch,
Let's
bro.
Go. True Seeker Callaway. I'm not big on Callaway right now at all. Stober says start mixing. Pray, sometimes I don't even need the advice from videos. I just click on it and like it. Well, we just love having you here, bro. I mean, obviously you're a fantasy genius. We're happy to have you here, man. Jerry, 41 likes. What a day. Let's go, catch fam. Let's freaking go. Simon President, last question about my quarterback. Have Stafford in, but Burrow is available on waiver. Yeah, if you get Burrow, I like him, but I don't dislike Stafford.
That's an interesting one. That Bengals Chiefs game is the highest over under on the week right now. And you look at the defenses there. Kansas City's a good unit. Cincinnati's pretty good, but dude, I think this is a game where Joe Burrow could let it rip again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of like him.
Yeah. Jerry, sometimes I like the video and leave a comment without watching the full video. Hey, we appreciate any support you guys give us, whether it's commenting, liking, watching a minute, watching the whole video, coming out to the stream for 10 minutes, whatever it is, man. We just appreciate you guys, man. Alex, good night, guys. Everyone have a great night. Best of luck. Right back at you, dude. Jonathan, start 2, Hunt, Carter, Dylan, Harris, Javonte, PPR could go pick up Jordan, Howard, Scott, or Vaughn. I would start Carter and Harris.
Yeah.
Or Javonte.
Yeah. Harris and
Javonte Harris. Yeah. Thanks, John and Steven. Looking forward to catching your pre-draft advice on draft picks. I cannot wait for
Dude, yeah. John and I are pumped for that. Yeah, we are pumped.
Yeah. Let's see here. True Seeker, McKenzie or Lazard. I go Lazard because Davis can come back early now.
Monitor the situation though. If we get one or two of those guys out, I think McKenzie's a good play here coming off a big week. If more COVID issues are going on in that Buffalo receiving core, I think they're going to utilize him again against Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. For any of Steven's video, you just need to leave a comment or something like that. That's for sure something he brings. Oh, comment about cheese. Yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
honestly, if you guys leave comments on cheese, I want a detailed comment about what your favorite cheese is. Is it cheddar? Is it pepper jack? Is it mozzarella? I need to know.
yeah. You guys are moving on up. Appreciate that, E111. You think the Niner defense puts it on Houston? A little nervous to start them considering what Houston did to the Chargers.
Yeah. Now, look, I like 49ers this week. We have seen Houston do this before, and then they do classic Houston stuff a week or two after, right? That game struck me as a game where the Chargers defense, first off, guys, I tried to talk about this last week. They suck. They are god awful. And you look at their performances, negative fantasy points is all over the board for that Chargers defense. They suck. And I think that the Texans and Davis Mills were able to take advantage of that. And plus, add to that too, the Chargers had COVID issues all up and down the board. So
Yeah.
I think it was just a perfect recipe. And Texans woke up and the Chargers didn't.
Pick 2, Renfro, Lockett, Connor. What's going on, Tony? Or Mitchell. If Mitchell is healthy, you start him, obviously. If not, I go Renfro. Renfro for sure. Hopefully Mitchell's healthy. If he's not,
I'm Connor, dude. I know
I
you're
go
fading him.
Connor. I go
Yeah, I know
Connor
you're
over
fading him.
Lockett too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew and Knight. Hey, we appreciate you, Andrew. We'll talk to you soon. Apparently, my wrestling coach likes me because today put me up against a 240-pound kid when I'm 170. Jeez.
Jeez.
Guys, we're going to go ahead and wind down the stream, but we'll get through these last couple of questions, guys, just so you all know. Cali Loco, Boston Scott, or Singletary? I'll take Singletary. Favorite cheese
Yes.
is Munster cheese. Shout out to Munster cheese. Jonathan, pick 2 receivers. You can flex one of the running backs I said before. Put a receiver, Renfro, Higgins, Chase. I don't know if I trust Renfro this week. You'll pick up Isaiah McKenzie. So, guys, the new COVID protocols were passed today. It's no longer a 10-day quarantine. It is a 5-day. So Gabriel Davis can play in week 17. That really, really hurts the value of Isaiah McKenzie off the waiver wire. So be wary of that pickup. I would go Renfro and Higgins. Oh, Jonathan, did you win last week? You're the dude with Chase and Higgins who I told to maybe diversify. I hope you won last week. I felt really bad. I thought about you all day long, man. Start Higgins and Chase. Don't listen to me. I don't know, man. Jonathan, have AJ Green, Ayuk, and Devontae Parker. I still like Renfro, Chase, and Higgins over them. A lot of talk about cheese. I love goat cheese as well. Truth Seeker, Time for President, some nice cheese shout outs. Anthony, start 2 wide receivers, AJ Brown, Antonio Brown, or Higgins. Wow.
I'm going Antonio Brown and AJ Brown.
I think I agree. Safest volume. Almost forgot any kicker advice. Been using Prater, but his last game has me looking for some advice. Must start kickers will be dropping right after the stream. So I would head there and then drop comments on that video.
100%.
Truth Seeker, thanks so much, guys. Hey, thanks for being here, my dude. Anthony, Ronald Jones, or Najee, take Jones all day long. RIP John Madden, says Steven. RIP Madden all the way, 100%.
Oh.
Boom. Truth Seeker, Mike Evans and Cook back. Yeah. Are they? Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if Mike Evans going to be back in action or not. Why would you rush him back against the Jets?
Right. First year in fantasy, we survived week 16 by 4 points. Let's go, Adam.
Let's get it done.
I didn't put Harris. Oh, man, my friend said put Higgins at last second. Okay, good. Oh, but Harris was still a good start, so I don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
But I was worried about that all day long. I was like, Jonathan unsubscribed, I think. Check out award-winning Gouda cheese. I like Gouda cheese. Yeah. Still would have won because they only put up 100. Okay, good. I was really worried that I messed up here. I won the playoff rounds by usually 45 plus because Prey is a beast. The best.
Prey, guys. GOAT. Dak Prescott always asked Prey to hang out, and Prey's like, dude, screw off, bro.
Yeah.
Screw off. I'm hanging out with Cooper Rush tonight.
All right, some more great cheese talk. All right, we try to get through that pretty quickly. Guys, we are going to cap off the stream. We went a little bit over. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate the enthusiasm, the interaction. You guys absolutely killed it tonight. That felt like 5 minutes of my life. That was over 2 hours of just phenomenal fantasy Q&A from all of you guys. We truly, truly appreciate you guys coming out each and every night, smashing that like button, showing up to the weekly uploads, commenting, liking, all that stuff, you guys. Your support has been phenomenal as of late. Last week was one of our best performing weeks of all time, our best performing video of all time. Week 16 must start defenses, and week 17 must start defenses already on pace to beat our best performing video of all time. Shout out to Steven, all of his hard work on those must start defense videos. Make sure you go check out week 17. Make sure you go check out week 17 must start kickers tonight. We will both be on tomorrow at 8 p.m. for another round of fantasy Q&A here in week 17. We appreciate you guys. Hit that like button on the way out if you did not do so already. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing down below. Join the Catch family today, man. You guys, what are you waiting for? Join the Catch fam. Don't consider, just do it. Hit that notification bell on so you never miss any uploads or streams. Discord link in the description down below, completely free to join. Connect with the community. Get as Price saying, Chiefs fam updates all day long, NFL updates, fantasy advice when we're not streaming, all that good stuff, advice from the Catch fam. You guys connect. It's just a blast in the Discord, completely free down below. So we appreciate you guys. Steven, I'll let you say goodbye as well, very awkwardly, then we'll sign off.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Thank you so much. Getting that defense video popping off recently has been just awesome for the channel. And love to kind of connect with more and more of you guys as I see more and more comments and getting to know more about not only your respective fantasy situations, but also kind of more about you two outside of it, right? Whether it's a cheese comment, what you're doing over the holiday break with your family, or whatever, right? It's always good to just know more about you. Like John said, do join the Discord if you have not already. Please hit the sub button, guys. This is a community. This is not just fantasy related. We are trying to grow as the Catch fam. So, but with that said, other than that, dude, just honestly, past 2 weeks been nuts, and that's all thanks to the Catch fam. Absolutely.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys, man. We'll talk to everyone tomorrow. Got nothing else to say, but thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And
the Catch.
Peace. See you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.